Alright, well, that's enough of that. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Let me put the actual game music on. Oh. Turn it down just a bit. Actually, turn it down in my headphones. There we go. Hello, Sahoni. Hi, Blue. Hi, Sai. How's it going? Today, we're playing Dead Ringer, which is a game that's been floating around Blue Sky, or my Blue Sky circle, I guess. And it's a detective novel. It's a detective VN, and it's apparently 2 to 3 hours long, and that's perfect for me. I love a VN I can do in one single stream, because it usually kills my voice, and then I'm done. But yeah, I'm excited for it. How y'all doing today? Just checking in. Might as well. I had some pizza earlier. My husband's been getting lazy. He used to make like chicken stir fry and rice and all this stuff, and then Final Fantasy Tactics came out and he's like, we're having pizza for dinner. I'm like, okay, I'll eat what you serve. We went to the grocery store today too. I don't think I bought enough eggs. I bought 18, but I don't think I bought enough because I use like 6 a day. And I always feel like if I were to go to the grocery store for eggs specifically every 3 days, 6. Well, okay, so I don't personally eat 6. I eat 3. I cook migas a lot, and I use 6 eggs when I make migas. And if I do that 3 days in a row, that's enough to feed 2 people 3 days in a row. It's like, oh, I'm out. I'm out of eggs. It's what you gotta do. Sometimes you just gotta have an egg. I have a lot of eggs. I've actually been thinking about going more vegetarian. You can get the egg pallets at Costco's and Sam's Clubs, but then I have to pay for a Costco membership or a Sam's Club membership, and then I have to go to Costco for eggs. It's like I could just get like the 30-pack of eggs at my local grocery store, and that's only like $9 or $10 over here. Can't complain about that, really. Not after last year's crazy egg price surge, mostly because of the avian flu. It's funny to me, not really funny, haha, but more like a like a funny weird, that you could really probably trace a lot of historical events of the last year or so because of the avian flu from 2024. Happy October. Hello, Uncle Wolf Crow. Welcome. A pleasure to see you here. I guess I should pin another message. Let's say channel point redeems are half price for October. I also need to spell it right. I'm gonna go ahead and I can't. That's right. I can't pin it from within OBS. I have to go here and pin it here. Manually unpin. There we go. Okay. That's better. The world ended when the Mayans said it did. We've just been living in a horrible stagnant time blob. But I don't think the Mayans actually said that the world was going to end there. I think that's just when they decided to stop making future calendars, which I feel like if we follow that precedent. Oh, we're drinking water.
Iagra casts a spell. Create water.
Actually, hang on. If that's how the music is going, I'm going to turn down things a little bit because I want the redeems to be a little bit louder. I'm going to drink water first, though. Refreshing. Thank you, Iagra. Also, welcome. Let me turn this down a little bit. There we go. And then I can turn up my own headphones. Let me turn the game audio back up a little bit. There we go. That should hopefully make the... There we go. See, that's the sound level. Thank you for the Prime sub, Wolf Strizer.
Just subscribed with Prime.
That's super cool of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single sub ever given on my channel here. I'm just a little streamer. I'm just a little guy. All right. Actually, it's still a little loud. The music, at least. I'm just a silly little guy. What can I say? That's not true. I'm not little at all. I'm actually quite big, but I am a silly guy. It's that's it. Just bar none. I'm a silly guy. I can't deny it. I wish I could sometimes affect more gravitas when I needed to, but it turns out I'm just big and silly. That's the way it goes. Alright. Let's go, let's dip in. Whoop. There we go. Looking good. So yeah, this is Dead Ringer. It is a detective visual novel. It is a furry visual novel as well, I believe. I think all the characters are furry. Except for maybe the phone. The phone might be not a furry. Well, who knows what we'll see. But I'm very happy because I feel like there are so many furry visual novels that I kind of want to play, but they're like too long or too serious or just too much for me to do on my channel. And now there's one that's both a detective novel and it's 2 to 3 hours, which means I can finish it probably in this one stream, and I'm very excited for that, personally. I was gonna say little in spirit, but that's even more wrong. That's not. That's true. I'm not little in spirit either. I'm just a big nervous guy who taps his fingers together and blushes a lot. Too much. Is that what they're calling too horny these days? No, it's not even that. There's plenty of like not that horny visual novels. It's just that they're like 20 hours long and it's a lot of narration. And I don't know, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's too much for me to do. I already have like so many games that I want to play for this channel. And I just really enjoy doing the detective ones on stream because I feel like it's harder for me to be like, oh, I'll just look up the answer if I'm really having trouble. It's like when I'm on stream, I'm like, I can't look up the answer. It's okay to like, I feel like it's okay to ask somebody, or if somebody knows the answer, and like take a hint, because then you're only getting a small push in the right direction rather than, you know, looking into a walkthrough and then accidentally finding out way too much information because it's just structured in a weird way. So, and hey, this one, I don't think it even has a walkthrough. It's too new for that because it was made for the Spooktober Game Jam, which I think is the category on Twitch here. That's what I'm hoping. I'm glad that that's in there, because this game does not have its own Twitch category. Anyways, is that enough vamping? Did we vamp long enough? I think we're ready to get started. I hope I can pick the right voices for these characters, just kind of like, just improvisationally. That's what I was saying. As long as I'm not. What is up, my fellow orcs? We're here. We're thinking real hard, and we're gonna solve a mystery with the help of a phone that has some messages from dead people. It sounds like. I don't know. The tagline for this, which is absolutely killer, is "You have 7 undead messages, detective." And I love that. What are the vibes? I only say that when I get rated, but today the vibes, I guess they're spooky. They can't be anything but spooky, right? This is literally the Spooktober Game Jam. Can't stay because you have 2 midterms to study for. Oh, thank you for dropping by. You can always catch the VOD later if you want to. And yeah, thanks for your sub. I always appreciate a subscriber. Lay subscriber. Wait, no, that's a Reddit thing. Fuck. Reddit ruined like saying having French nouns. Do love mystery. We love a mystery. Let's start a mystery. Should we start? Let's start. Content warning. Oh boy. Gore, dismemberment, strong language, child abuse, body horror, homophobia, and violence. Man, there's a lot going on in this one. I wonder if I should put a content warning on my name, actually. I'll do that real quick, actually. Gore. We'll say murderous gore, abuse, violence. We'll do that. I'm gonna update my stream name. There we go. I can excuse all of that except homophobia. Well, presumably the homophobia is like, we're going to punish them for it. I've not yet known a furry visual novel that's just had some casual homophobia for the fun of it. I have brought you murder. One of my favorite vines. Rest in peace, Vine. All right, okay. I'm narrating. I'm being serious. Annoying. That's the best word to describe it. Growing up, they teach you to pick the job you're passionate about. No matter what, you should find something you're good at and stick with it. Bye, Zeno. The problem is passion and proficiency mixed together like shit. I have to deal with people who have been pushed to the brink during the worst days of their lives, untangle their lies, and solve their messes. All with a smile, or at least keeping my poker face intact. Sometimes I think I'd be happier as an accountant rather than a private eye. Then again, I'd be an awful money man. At least here I can run circles around any second-rate cop. Right. Work. Strange. It's already 10:30, so it must be one urgent night job. A parting gift. What are you up to? What? You both can't redeem at the same time, can you?
Xenobearbs casts a spell. Destroy
Hi,
content.
Beefy. What a time. Does this mean we're gonna get... Okay. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna...
Anaxiela casts a spell.
I'm just gonna
Destroy
refund you both.
costume.
Same brain cell. It's been 18 minutes. Ah! Okay. Hang on. Let me go in. There you go. All right. I'll take your clown to clown communication. Telepathy. I just got here. I'm seeing explosions happening. Well, it's you just got here and we're going to block the text. Oh my god.
Anaxiela casts a spell.
We're going off the rails
Enlarge
already.
Person.
Okay, well, we can see what's happening at least. It's only for a couple minutes. All right. What were we doing? We were. Let's see who died this time. That's what we're doing. Dude, I'm cooking. Want to see? Sure. I don't think I have my browser set up for sharing it on the stream. We can see the important bits. Another game. Keep seeing on Blue Sky. Yeah, exactly. That's why I decided to go for it. It's because it's a detective VN. Hang on. I gotta duck beneath chat for a little bit. Hey guys. But yeah. I don't know. I just spent the last 20 minutes like introducing this game. Sent in DMs. Okay, I'll take a look. Oh, that's what you're cooking. I see. I was expecting food. I guess there is one in here that's food. Technically. But I like it. It's cute. I'm seeing a lot of lovely examples of art. Also, I love this. I love the pattern that you do on these. The people demand enlarged shirtless art. It is October. That's what it is. It's 2 a.m. I've eaten food at 2 a.m. I shouldn't have, but I've done it. I'm not cooking at this time. How could I possibly cook? Hang on. Ugh. Hi, everybody. I'm physically lowering my head so I can fit underneath the chat. What do we do? That's right. We're private eye. Let's see who died this time. You got Morgan. Meanwhile, I made whole cakes at that time. Exactly. It's a great time to make a cake. Nobody, you're using electricity after peak hours. There's a second page coming up that's streaming focused, but that might be okay. Cool. Okay, we're back. I'm back to normal size. That's a pretty penny to pay out, but it would help knowing what the job is first. Wait, did I? Oh, that's just the UI thing. Is this evidence? Oh, that's evidence. All right. So if I go history. Oh, I see. It was a ... So it was the other side of the phone. Got it. Is he a rat or cat? We'll find out. We've barely seen this guy, but we keep getting distracted by all the spells you boys are casting. I'm in the mood for muffins at this hour. Low-key, do it. Get muffins. She's frazzled. Clearly wealthy at the very least. Must have been a gruesome death. Or maybe she watched the person die. We'll see. I understand. Wonderful. So my reputation precedes me. Sure, we're distracted by the spells. I mean, the spells and their effects. A binturong. Okay. Right. Cops haven't called yet. Fantastic. Or cops haven't been called yet. Keep it that way. I'll be there soon. Goodbye. At least I'll have less people in my way. Should take some coffee with me, as it seems like this one is going to take quite the while. I'll add cream and sugar for a nice energy boost, and I'll put it in this fancy disposable cup to keep it hot. There we go. Now, before I forget, I'll text my better half not to wait for me tonight. Looks like it's going to be a long night. Outside the Eloise estate at 10:30 p.m. This address is pretty far out from the city. I'd take the local police at least 25 minutes to get out here. Can't forget the time between the gate and the front door. The miracle worker graces us with his presence. Please tell me you can finish this quickly so my hired help can be penciled in for Pennsylvania's finest electric chair. Meredith Eloise. She's a successful pharmaceutical rep who likes to tout her connections with several private events that she hosts throughout the year. She's also known for being a pretty effective fixer in the medical field. Quite the woman to have as a client. Oh, he's an opossum? I took Binturong so confidently. I was like, well, of course. But he's a possum, okay. That's amusing, now that I think about it. Okay. She's got power, money, and a reputation she'd kill to uphold. I just hope she isn't trying to get me to cover up an alleged act of passion. She's clearly had a decent bit to drink, and she's probably got sharper wits than I do right now. Well, say something. I hired a detective, not a professional people watcher. People watching is part of my job description, ma'am. Apologies, I was preoccupied with the bloodstain. Did you kill them? God, no. They're my money, my connections. I could never even think of it. I was going to say touch the bodies. Oh, then yes. It was a unique sight to take in. Thinking may have gone out the window until I called you in. Defensive. Whether it's the murder or something else, there's something she's worried about. Right. You mentioned something about hired help. I'd like to meet everyone who was here during the incident. Yes, of course. They're right inside. Nice place. Look to be 3 stories outside. So either access to the 3rd floor is past the foyer, or there's an attic with entrance through a different room. There's 2 other people excluding myself and Meredith. Did they send any potential suspects home? Evening all. Is this everyone, or is there someone missing? Even after all this, you refuse to call the police? You're impossible. This must be the hired help Meredith was referring to. I believe she said his name was Richard Torres over the phone. He seems less than pleasant, but given the situation, I wouldn't expect anyone to be cheery. Even now, he looks well kept, and he has some level of self-control. His contempt is apparent, but he's not indulging it. Smash? Yeah. Would. Same. With the contempt. I'd have to agree with Mr. Torres. Weird or not, there are 8 dead people here. 8 people dead here, rather. Excuse me, 8? What could possibly have happened to that high? What could possibly have happened to have that high of a body count? 7 dead and 1 missing, actually. Presumed dead. It's not like he'd have any reason to continue hiding. Oh, this is ridiculous. He's hiding because he killed all those people. It's either him or Richard, who's out to get me. Forgive me, but I'm the one out to get you? Oh, that's rich, Meredith. People were killed. I don't think we should be arguing like this. We should be calling the actual police, not some random freelancer. Oh, that's absolutely laughable. You're just some insignificant little whelp having his 15 minutes of fame. Do you really think I, Meredith Eloise, would invite an ant like Alexander Florence to my midnight dinner as an equal? You're fleeting entertainment at best, so act like it. I recommend the characters have humanoid facial features like cats, or in case this orca having a mustache out of the pack. Yeah, that's cute. I like that little touch. Alexander Florence. I could have sworn I heard that name on the news before, but I'm drawing a blank. I'll have to inquire more about him later. He seems nice enough, but what would possess him to wear nitrile gloves at a party? I may not be local law enforcement, but I'll get you the same result. The killer or killers will be found and brought to justice. Now, if you would all be so kind, I'd like to garner a few testimonies of the evening from you all. After which, I'd like to see the crime scene. Is that acceptable? Germaphobe? Maybe. If I'm going to solve this tonight, I have to keep them from tearing each other's throats out. Fine. Since you're already here, we might as well make use of you. Well, fine. If everyone else agrees, there's no use arguing. Wonderful. I asked them when I'm interviewing one of you, the others two wait outside. Let's get this underway. Ooh, who should we do first? Who do I want to do first? I love her. I love doing a socialite voice, so I'm probably going to go with her. What do you want to know, detective? Oh, interesting. Okay. Does she prefer coffee or tea? Let's see. So that's a name. That's a bag. Okay. Let's ask about her first. Tell me about yourself. What makes Meredith Eloise tick? Is this truly necessary? I'm afraid it's standard procedure for a reason, ma'am. She's giving, over it. Is what she's giving. Over it with several more drinks to go. I'm afraid it's standard procedure. Oh, sorry. Building a mental profile of all parties in the scene is one of the most important things in an investigation. Knowing how everybody thinks, moves, and acts brings me one step closer to identifying the perpetrator. That's all well and good, but you make it sound like I'm a suspect. I haven't ruled anyone out yet. Even the most obviously innocent must be ruled out first. Though I'm fairly certain she'd hunt me for sport if she was sure she could get away with it. Fine. It's simply that there's not much else to know outside of what you've probably already heard. Humor me. Well, I've got one beautiful husband, 2 fine kids, and a majestic reputation. Of course, my company sells the wondrous miracle drug, Mirazone, but even that is only second fiddle to my greater talents. I build connections with just about every prominent figure in the medical industry, every regulatory agency, and every politician that could ever think of proposing a bill of law. I bring the most capable people together, foster the best partnerships, and when the time is right, solve problems. No one works here without my seal of approval, and no medical treatment goes to market if I don't say so. Interesting. Alright, let's ask her about tonight's events. Could you tell me about tonight? Where you were and what you were doing? Of course, dear. Where to begin? Tonight was the midnight dinner. We had invited 8 people, and by the time the party started, I'd already sent away the caterers as well as my usual staff. I wanted to keep a light crew, as they don't typically behave themselves with guests. How so? Aside from Richard, my staff skews younger. It's one of my husband's little quirks, you see. The text noise sounds like old-timey bone rattles. I like it. Fits the vibe. He likes hiring youngsters fresh out of high school or college age at the oldest. It's such a hassle. They don't have any manners. Always trying to network with my guests, hoping for a job offer or some other kind of insignificant breadcrumb. Uh-huh. What about your husband? Wasn't he in attendance? Goodness, no. That slouch is nothing more than arm candy, and you know how that goes. I'm afraid I don't, ma'am. Can you spell it out for me? Goodness, detective. You don't bring sugar unless you want to sweeten a deal. Anyhow, there were 11 of us total if you include my 2 employees and myself. The party started without much issue. I needed to talk to Mickey about his radio show, so I took him upstairs to discuss privately. Hold on. By Mickey, do you mean Mickey Gordon, the nutrition guru? Mickey Gordon, that's right. He's a nutritionist who markets vitamin supplements for men. I couldn't remove the one Gladiator commercial from my head if I tried. Those tunics left very little to the imagination. Yes, it was a private conversation, so I won't regale you with the details. Richard came up because I was needed downstairs, and I went back to the dining room. Later, I needed to make a call, so I went into the adjoining kitchen. Plugged in the phone as its battery had died, and then the blackout happened just as it gained enough power to turn on. And that's when I heard it. Screaming, but I could tell it was in the other room. Sorry, it's difficult keeping myself composed. The pain May must have gone through. Her gaze is vacant, but not distant. If she's trying to hide her shock and horror, she's surprisingly effective at it. I guess it would make sense as she's a sales rep. Unfortunately for me, it means that it's ambiguous whether or not she's actually distressed. I'll have to look into that later. The lights came back on. I think that was Richard's doing. I checked the dining room and everyone in there was dead. Well, yes. It was unbecoming, but I could scarcely control myself. To my knowledge, I could have been the last person alive there. Luckily for myself, that was not the case. After we reconvened together in the kitchen, I called you. And after you called, you all waited in the foyer? Yes. Yes, we did. New evidence. Oh, shit. Alright, we got plenty of stuff to look at. We did that. We did that. Police? Why did you call me and not the police? So, why me? Over the police, that is. You made the right decision, but not everybody would register that. What made you? Simple. If the headline is about the killer rather than a murder in my dinner, it reflects better on me. You buy me time for my reputation to remain untarnished. Alright. How about your drink choice? So, tell me, coffee or tea? Are you being serious right now? She's glaring at me. Wow, she's got quite a scary glare. Coffee. Creamer, but no sugar. Oh. I'm similar, but a nice pinch of sugar gives it a bit more of an energetic kick. Ask me actually relevant questions, please. If looks could kill. What do we got here? Oh, electric chair, Alexander, Richard, missing person. The cream part. Thinking emoji. Electric chair. So, what's this I hear about Richard's date with an electric chair? Pointing accusingly to the dev and saying Danganronpa player. we're all sinners here. Hi Glenn, nice to see you. Good evening. Good orcvening. Felix McCain as well. He's the one who's missing, and the other one in my employ. I have a reasonable suspicion that either of them would conspire to see my downfall. Downfall? If I wanted to ruin someone, I imagine I would be a bit more direct than killing almost everyone but them. It's my reputation I value, not my life. The name Meredith Eloise is a brand, detective, a symbol of power. History is meant to echo it with reverence. This massacre is a stain upon my good name. It's the desecration of my own altar. And if I can't handle this swiftly, I might as well have had a bullet in my head. My god. She's a little dramatic. The only difference is that death is slow and agonizing. Or this death is slow and agonizing. Ahem. Ask for your account. You don't need to swirl your wine glass around, clear your throat, and not drink from it for dramatic effect. Job searching is definitely, it's always hell. It's never good. It's never good. Ah, detective. Those who died, poor souls strewn on my foyer. Perhaps they were the fortunate ones tonight. There will be no more worries for them. Their families, I am sure, have the means to give them lavish funerals they deserve. But me, I will have to endure this attack against my honor. I will have to bear this pain, detective. This horrible grief. Okay, ma'am. But let's return to Felix and Richard. What motive do they have? Check in chat. The characters are very well designed in this. Yeah, I'm appreciating these character art a lot. And I appreciate that it's like, there's a variety of going on here. Even your mom went in a Slavic carrying way, tried to help you find it. After Sarah was searching, she found... Well, yeah. Well, I think this is a bit of a longer rant than I have time for tonight, I think. But right now, I think job searching is broken. Like, the means of getting a job for the last 20 years are failing because everybody who thinks that, like, they've all been sold some product or some concept that is supposed to be working, and it's not working, and it's working for nobody. Nobody's getting jobs, nobody's finding jobs, nobody's posting jobs. It's all broken. That's where I'm at with it right now. I'm at the point where I'm like, I'd rather just get work than get a job, because every time trying to find a job is just like, it's like, I don't know. I shouldn't go on about it. Yeah, all the job applications are being checked by AI. Yeah, and applicant tracking systems were always like kind of a problem before, and they're like 10 times worse now because of fucking AI. Anyways, it's awful. They're heathens dissatisfied with their wages and contract. Richard also thinks I slighted him over a personal matter. A personal matter? Care to elaborate? No. Shitty boss is justification for one body, but 7 or 8? That wouldn't track. If I'm to suspect Richard, I need something stronger. Same with Miss Eloise. We got the electric chair. How about Alexander? Doing freelance? Yeah, the problem with freelance is you have to like build a portfolio, which is a whole kit and caboodle of itself. So, tell me what you think of Alexander. A child in a gentleman's club. Excuse me? We're adults, and he's barely out of college. He's only here because he was filmed doing his job in front of a camera, so I have to begrudgingly make nice with an infant in scrubs. You'd really like to... Yeah, same. Oh. And then, yeah. And then our current government's like, haha, what if freelancers had worse insurance that was 10 times as expensive? We're gonna shut down the government over it. Anyways. I'm trying... I'll... This is a headline-free zone. I'm focusing. The only admirable thing about him is that he clearly cares about his caring for patients. Well, that's what the job is about, right? It's one part, yes. Okay. What about Richard? Richard Torres. First word that comes to your mind. Go. Smart. Okay, now the rest of the words. Uh-huh. He's smart. I've kept him on for years because he's a good leader. He keeps the house clean. He can fill in for the chef if need be. He's also a crafty wretch who wants my empire to burn. Understood. Let's see, do we have anything else? I think the missing person, right? Tell me about the other employee of yours. Felix, was it? I would have fired him if only that didn't involve severance pay. I've been telling my contacts in the Senate that we simply must do away with this worker rights travesty, but I'm afraid they're too afraid of backlash. And that left me shackled to that rat, Felix. He's a worthless do-nothing who only wants to smoke the devil's lettuce and spread his malaise to my other workers. And the worst part is he does exactly the bare minimum. He skirts around doing illicit drugs on the clock, which I know he does, I just can't prove it yet. He's a slithering snake out to make my life worse. Boss of the year, yeah. Damn. She's like, I can't fire him without giving him money. Time to reform the laws. Like, damn girl, maybe just chill out a little bit. Big fan of the fact that the characters look normal and a good... Yeah, it feels very... It doesn't feel like... It feels appropriate, I think, for the time. Don't worry about talking politics. I'm not worried about talking politics for the game's sake. If I start talking politics, I'm just going to end up yapping for 2 hours and not playing the game. I'm doing it for my own mental health. Yeah. Let's see. He's probably off somewhere completely unaware of what has happened tonight. I think that's everything from her. We got drink choice. I think the drink thing is actually going to matter. Like, we're going to find some spilled tea or coffee. And my questioning. Alright. Let's go with big guy. What do you need from me? If it helps us for a horror game jam. Yeah, you got to keep it nice and sweet. Tonight's events, mister. Tell me about what happened tonight. Of course. Before the party, I worked with the caterers to prepare the food. I received a call from my husband, who is one of the victims in this. He wanted to RSVP late, but he knew to call me since, technically, the registration period has passed. Damn. My dude's husband is dead, and he's just like, I'm super calm about it. Yeah, I like his mustache, too. It's a nice flourish on his character design. Let's see. Your husband? I'm deeply sorry for your loss. Can't imagine what you must be going through right now. My feelings are of little consequence. What's important is that the killer is caught. Now then, from where I left off. I of course foresaw this and RSVP'd for him, so the call was meaningless. When the party started, I took everyone's phones in order to restrict any photography of the event.
Anaxiala casts illusory script. I'd let him smash me in consolation.
On that rebound. Please tell me we can date him. This is not a dating game. We can maybe accuse him of murder later. We'll see. Last time I played a murder mystery visual novel, I think it was the biggest, burliest guy who was also like a cop who turned out to be the killer, alas. It would be very much a smash given his mass. I think all the deaths are they've happened already. They've all happened before we even got here. I'm pretty sure. Photography, got it. Everyone's phones were taken away. Did you or Meredith have yours? But on the premises, I rely solely on the landlines in the house. Meredith partakes in the same restrictions to be fair to the other guests. As the party begins, I remain in the... This is a Danganronpa. You can't do this to me. You can't say this is a Danganronpa like Phoenix Wright didn't already exist for years. And then before Phoenix Wright, there was Famicom Detective Club, which isn't a good game, and it's aged extremely poorly, but it's still... Carol.
Orc Florist casts a spell.
He's doing this to punish
Reduce
me.
person.
Specifically. Alright, well, I'm down here now. I'm just a little guy. This is me at my most just a little guy moment. I'm baby. So basically, I'm baby? True, he is bigger. I wish my voice was higher. I thought I might try and see if I can work it out so that I can do something that's like... I don't know. I might try and see if I can do like an OBS filter. That's but I'm not sure if I can make it happen without getting complicated. We'll see. It's the aesthetic language is getting more than mystery VN. I guess that's true, but it's not Danganronpa unless they're killing each other in order to escape, in my opinion. Please, everybody, calm down. We have to interview him. We need information. As the party begins, I remain in the foyer to prevent people from wandering upstairs without proper supervision. After the party started, Meredith goes up with a business associate to discuss a private matter. That lines up. I spoke with Meredith. The associate was Mickey Gordon, yes? Yes, that's correct. Can you tell me more about him? I refuse. Why are they so tight-lipped about this Mickey fellow? There has to be something going on with him. Soon after, the lights in the foyer flicker. That's right, he's doing it all in present tense, so it's like messing with me. Knowing the cause, I head into the kitchen and I find out my subordinate, Felix McCain, is charging his phone in a faulty outlet. It's located next to the stove in the kitchen and it tends to trigger the circuit breaker. I unplug it, return his phone to him, and give him a lengthy lecture about this fact I'm telling you now. And then head back into the kitchen to serve the next round of appetizers. Once I return to the dining room, Felix is gone, so I'm left to do this myself, after which I return to my post in the foyer. Then, once I realize Meredith is still upstairs, I go up to gently remind her that she has a party to run. After Meredith returns to the party and I to my post, I have a discussion with my partner. It's brief and he returns to the party. Are you going to tell me what it was about? No. The power goes out soon after, and I swiftly head outside to manually reset the circuit breaker. It requires a key to open and is on the outside of the house. Once the power comes back on, I head back inside. How did you see in the dark? Why is he looking at me like that? Is there something in his... Ah! Why did you flash me with that? Mini flashlight. I keep it on me at all times. I tend to avoid the blue light ones. I consider myself particularly red on these sorts of subjects, and I heard that bluer lights can cause eye strain. Good to know. Okay. So don't worry, I doubt a little flash harmed you in any meaningful way. You can't just flash someone and then tell them to man up. What is it with this guy? Anyhow, soon after the lights came back on, I heard Meredith scream, so I rushed to her aid and found the pile of dead bodies in the dining room. Hang on. Isn't there a cooldown for this?
That blue demon casts a spell. Reduce person.
You guys are conspiring to make me little. It's fine. I can flash this in a different way. You all need to calm down. We're not even an hour in. I guess it doesn't help that I'm not wearing any clothes. I mean, a shirt. You don't know what's going on below my chest. After that, I ascertained Alexander's location while looking for the two potential survivors. He was a short distance away in the nearby bathroom. We didn't even see the dead bodies. Yeah, I bet all of this excitement is gonna suddenly drop when the actual horror happens. In that time, Meredith made the call, which we later learned was to you, and now we're here. There is nothing below the chest. It's true. There's nothing. See? All I have to do is look up really, really far. Don't work us. We're not discussing that. I can't do that on Twitch. So you left Meredith alone? How did she look? She had blood on her dress and looked as if she had just seen 7 corpses in the dining room. Alright. So what I don't get is that he's like really devoted to being good at his job, but she thinks he's like out to get her. Why are you the way you are? Why are you like this? Tell me about yourself. What makes Richard... Oh no, that's him. Tell me about yourself. What makes Richard Torres tick? I am the head caretaker of Meredith Eloise's residence. I help with cooking, cleaning, and managerial work for any events Meredith hosts. I have a husband, no children, and a stable job position. Satisfied? No, but I get that you don't want to answer this question in earnest. Coffee or tea? Black tea with milk. Anything less would be an affront to my taste buds. Well, that was... I don't know. That was very direct. Tell me about Meredith. So, what do you think of Meredith? She's my boss. And? She's my boss. Cool. Very helpful. Alexander. Do you think this is going to be a case of the butler did it? I feel like it would be a little too easy. The fact that he's not giving very much information means he probably has some things to hide, but I doubt he's the killer. At least at this point. And the pothead can't even... I don't think the pothead could like, if he was as high as she says he is, I don't think he could have actually killed 7 people. It's just too much, like, fine motor control. So what do you think of Alexander? Infant. Just infant? Infant. Okay, then. How about Felix? So, your subordinate Felix is missing? Yes. Do you know where he could have gone? Not particularly. Whenever he skips out on work, he knows just where to hide. I no longer waste my energy looking for him. I'd be shocked if the butler actually... Yeah, I would be surprised if he did it. It seems too easy, is the thing. But it's happened before. Why didn't you call the police? So, just a quick question. Why didn't you call the police? I trusted Meredith to handle it when she said she would. Then she called you. So you don't think she did well? Do you have a police badge? Oh wait, no, that was him, I think. So you don't think she did well? Do you have a police badge? You don't need to answer that. Next question. I don't have any more questions, actually. That's all of them. The thing about mysteries is you also need the how and why. Exactly. We need means, motive, and opportunity, just like Lucifer Within us taught us. What if we did it? It seems unlikely. That's a violation of a Nox commandment. The detective is never the killer. How can I help? Detective Morgan, right? Let's see. Let's talk about you. Tell me about yourself. Who is Alexander Florence? Well, I'm a nurse practitioner. I take care of patients at the behest of their assigned doctor. I basically act as the hands of practicing physicians. We spend the most time with patients. I'm only here because I saved a patient who was having a stroke while their hospital doctor was out on golfing retreat, skipping their rounds for 3 days. Leo Jackson was his name. He's both a physician and a psychiatrist, so he still takes on some hospital work. Was it particularly unique that he wasn't there? Doctors have to do daily rounds with their patients admitted to the hospital, or at the very least find someone to cover their shifts. The hospital didn't assign this patient a replacement physician, and nurses can't do much without a doctor's order. Danganronpa V3 said otherwise. Shh. We don't... That's too much. We've already said too much. I technically acted out of line when I took charge, but he had a stroke and needed to be saved. I'm just lucky I was caught on camera and covered. It saved my job. But you would have done the same even if you would have been fired? I'd rather be jobless with a clean conscience than to keep my employment and lose my mind. So yes, even if it meant the end of my time at the hospital, I would have done it. Except now I'm surrounded by the big dogs, and they're all so much more experienced than I. You mean everyone here at the party? Yeah, it's intimidating. Alright. Tell me about tonight's events. Could you tell me a bit about what happened tonight? Just to get some perspective? Right. You would need that. I arrive at the venue. I'm not sure it's the place because the gate is so far from the house itself. It just doesn't feel right, you know. I get a bit turned around, end up wasting time, making sure it's really the place, and wind up basically last. I'm behind one of the doctors we work with, Dr. Edwards, Brooke Edwards. They take our phones for some security reason, and we're let inside. Everyone is a decent bit older than me, well, excluding Felix. Felix McCain. I'm well aware of the man. He's the one who's missing, yes? Yes, he is. We talked during the party, and he seemed nice enough. What was next? Oh, what was next? They took our phones, dining room, charcuterie... Felix, yes. Felix then asks if he could show me some of the paintings upstairs in the guest room, so he takes me there. We talk, and then we go back downstairs to the party. As we're leaving, I noticed that Richard was upstairs too, talking with Miss Eloise, but I don't think he noticed us. Something more definitely happened with Felix and Alexander. Or something more definitely happened with Felix and Alexander. They had sexy times. It's possible. I feel like they might have banged. But I don't have anything to go off with that yet. I'm more interested in... Can you recall what the tone was like between Meredith and Richard? It seemed like they were trying to yell, softly. Whisper yelling. But I didn't catch more than that. I don't consider myself a nosy person, and I wasn't going to start there. Anyway, I returned to the party, eat some food, but something doesn't agree with me. Maybe it was the oysters. Maybe it was the talk about ending this workers' rights travesty. I don't know. So I head to the bathroom. While I'm there, the lights go out, and I can still hear everyone calling for help. The sounds of tables being knocked over, the muffled panic just beyond the back wall of the bathroom I'm in. Was there anything strange you noticed during the blackout? Anything at all? Something that sticks out during all that chaos? I don't think so. It was so... Ah! Here we go. You just need a little nudge. A light under the bathroom door. It was blue like a phone screen. I'm pretty sure. A phone screen. I need to make sure who had a phone during the blackout. I just froze. Something in the back of my mind was telling me that if I moved a muscle, it'd be the end for me too. Even after the lights came back on, I couldn't budge. Not until I heard Richard's voice and Miss Eloise's screaming. I left the bathroom only after Richard found me. That's when I saw everyone else. Dead. After that, I don't think I could really do or say much until you arrived. I'm still kind of... I don't know. I'm in disbelief. They're all dead, aren't they? It's not the same as losing a patient. You're prepared for that possibility. Not this. The concept of murder weighs heavily on him. More heavily on him than it does for me. I don't know what it says about me. Alex, that face was not doing you any... True, actually. Though the discussion between Meredith and Richard intrigues me, I could potentially pry a delicious nugget of information if I had them redo their testimony. Okay, so we got this. Let's do... Weren't there landlines you could call? Yeah. You don't have a phone, right? Not during the party. Those are the rules here, I guess. Did you have access to the landlines in the house? He's birdly... Me pointing at every bird. It's so birdly coded. I believe I saw one, yes. I suppose I could have called. Was there an explicit reason you didn't call the police? That ain't Falco. I mean, Birdly is Falco coded, but like aspirationally, I couldn't say that Falco is Birdly coded unless we're talking specifically like the scanner that he has in his guest chapter. In chapter 2, that's right. Miss Eloise, I was out of sorts when things started going south, and she was the host after all. Both she and Richard seemed so much more capable at handling a situation like this. I barely knew the victims, barely knew this part of town. I just found myself. Standing on the sidelines, relying on the two of them to handle it. Makes sense, I suppose. Can't believe people think Birdly is the best Deltarune character. My husband loves him the most. I can't think any character in Deltarune is better than Queen, though. Queen is just top tier. In fact, Chapter 2 is still the best because it has the most Queen content, to me. Falco's Birdly coded, but he does not like that fact. Falco would, like, actively avoid Birdly if he possibly could. Let's see. No phone. Coffee or tea? Coffee or tea? Juice. I'm a butterfly who likes sugar. Must be past this child's bedtime. He seriously can't disregard both options for juice. More? What do we got here? Meredith, Richard, and Felix. Tell me about Meredith. God forbid a kid acts like a kid. Yeah, I think people kind of forget. Oh, right-clicking does this. I should save. Let's do it. I think people forget that a lot of the characters in Deltarune are, like, literally children. Disagree with me. Gerson's the best character because he's a sexy old man. Feel free. I think everyone is allowed to have their favorite character, but nobody shitposts the way that Queen shitposts. Even outside of Deltarune. It's not the same. What do you think of Meredith? Intimidating. I can't even say her first name without feeling an icy hand on my shoulder. She has this aura around her, and I can easily understand how the local medical field revolves around her. So you admire her? Admire? I guess you could call it that if you squint hard enough. It's more like having the fear of an all-powerful god keeping you in line. Alright. Sans and Queen ship posting would be too... Oh my god. We couldn't handle it. True. That's correct, Farron. Speaking of sexy, let's talk about Richard. Tell me your thoughts on Richard. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a hitman. Could be a Lane's Pawn type. Maybe he's an ex-secret agent. Oh, Lane's Pawn, because it's like James Bond. I get it. Maybe he's an ex-secret agent that works for an affluent drug rep that because she's got some dirt on the CIA. Or, I don't seriously think that. He just seems mysterious. Right. Do you think he's capable of committing murder? I'd have a hard time believing anyone would be. It's not something I'd like to think about. Alright. How about Felix? Tell me more about Felix since you hung out with him. Tell me something. Are you the only one who thinks Felix is dead? Or, no, you're the only one who thinks Felix is dead, right? Why? Well, you're gonna think it's stupid. If he were alive, I feel like that'd mean he was the one who did this. That's how it usually goes down. The person hiding has the secrets. I just don't want to believe he'd kill 7 people. Okay. I guess I should go back and talk to Meredith and... I think that exhausts all the important questions, at least. That just leaves one thing I need to see before I check out the crime scene. I need to see what phones were out of play. I need to know if they could reasonably communicate with each other. Just to cover my bases, rather. If the phones aren't important, I don't have to worry about them later. Off to bed with you for 3 a.m. Bye-bye. Bye, Farron. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, I should probably ask Richard about taking me to where the phones are. Hey, buddy. What do you need from me? I don't want to end the investigation. I want you to tell me about Meredith again. So what do you think of Meredith? She's my boss. Okay. I guess... Let me talk to Meredith about it. Let's see. Tell me more about Richard. Richard Torres. First word that comes to your mind, go. Smart. Same thing? Okay, same thing. Okay, well... end investigation sounds a little bit dicey, but I think that's how I proceed. I'm just gonna save real quick. Yes. And reload if I get this wrong. Continue the story. I think I have all the information I need from everyone. Could you show me where the phones are kept? Okay, good. Of course. I'll take you to the storage room and leave you to your work. I need to start knocking out possibilities now that I have a vague picture of the evening. The first one on the list will be knowing the phones were out of play. If someone was smuggling their phone around, it could complicate the picture of the evening. Here we go. Storage room, 10:45. I was not 15 minutes, at least in my experience. Boxes. More boxes. Boxes everywhere. Storage room is a complete maze. I know Richard said they'd be in the back when we were coming up here, but how am I supposed to get to the back with how this place is set up? I thought I might be able to check out the attic if I could find a path to it from here, but this place is so cluttered it'd take forever to find. The stairs might not even be here. My poor curiosity is going to die in this affront to organization. Wait, is this the back wall of the room? Yes! I think it is. Let's see. Ah, yes, here's the phone box. At least the investigation will live to see another day. Let's open it up and... Huh? 3 phones. There are only 3 phones in here. The first one is small and sleek. It's obviously a newer model, an expensive one at that. I'd imagine it probably belongs to either Meredith or one of the affluent guests, and the other is a simpler model from a few years ago. At least I think so. I feel like I've seen it before, at the very least. It's very modest. Then there's this third big phone. It looks to be some sort of landline, but it's been disconnected and tossed in this box haphazardly. Strange. You'd think they would have put this in here as a gag. Can't imagine this is actually someone's phone. I guess it could... Ring, ring. Suddenly, to the detective's surprise, the phone begins ring, ring, ringing. This doesn't make any sense. This is a landline phone. What is this thing supposed to be connected to? Naturally, Maxwell's first instinct is to pick up the phone. Call it a detective's curiosity. The phone shouldn't have been able to ring, so he wanted to see what the trick was. But as soon as he picks it up... The Necronomicon. Please stay on the line and do not turn around while we transfer your call. This call may be monitored for quality assurance. The phone chimes with a robotic yet cheery tune. His mortal mind may not quite comprehend it, but he's opened up a door he won't so easily close. Before the detective can think of dropping the phone, the cord springs to life and wraps around Maxwell's arm. It slips around his sleeve, spirals around his forearm, and digs into Maxwell's arm as if it were a needle. It's a stinging sensation at first, but then becomes white-hot, burning away in a flash in a cold wave of numbness. It's as if his arm is frozen, disconnected. Shit! I gotta get this thing off me. It was so obviously paranormal, and I was dumb enough to fall face first into it. It's practically fused to my arm. This isn't Maxwell's Morgan's first rodeo. As a detective, he's dealt with the odd vengeful ghost here and there. The world is filled with many such supernatural creatures right under everyone's nose. It's not uncommon to go your whole life without encountering the paranormal, but to those cursed with the truth, they find themselves being pulled back into brushes against it again and again. I've got to call someone. Let's just see if... You gotta be kidding me. What do you mean there's no signal in here? Alright, I see an ad break coming. I think this is a good, nice little tense moment for one. Everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back after these, unfortunately, mandatory messages. Aha! Ad break is over. We're coming back. Woohoo! Okay. We're at here. Yeah, that's right. Hi, Kirill. Kirill's looking at vacuums. I said that his vacuum... I said, nice vacuum, nerd. I bet it sucks. Get it? Get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? I hope you guys get it. I hope you get it. Okay. Anyways, I've got to get out of here. I have to. Maxwell stops. I need to leave, but there's something behind me. I can't bring myself to turn around, much less move. Vacuums are... I cackle. Nothing fills me with power like a whole fucking... A real... Just a juicy pun. That's the dadliest of dad puns. I was gonna say they suck all the time. Exactly. Well, unless they're turned off, then they're fine. I know there's no draft in here, but there's a cold breeze brushing up the back of my neck. My hands are clamming up, as if my whole body would rather shut down than move. But yet something is prodding at me. In the back of my mind, I can feel it tugging at me. It's daring me to try, to really test and see if I can't move. Maybe it'll be easy to move, but what then? There's something I shouldn't see. It could... Maxwell can't continue his thought. He doesn't want to consciously finish the thought. To him, thinking is a possibility, is tantamount to making it real. It would be a consequence that's on the table. After all, mortals are frail. He knows not to toy with forces he does not understand. It's the quickest way to a grave. Congratulations. Oh, wait. How deep should I go with this? Congratulations. You, Maxwell Michael Morgan, are our 100th customer. We will now connect you to our first available representative. Wow, 2 customers in one night. I must be the luckiest demon on the face of the earth. The cord squeezes around Maxwell's arm. His muscles twitch and his fingers wriggle in seemingly random directions. I think that's important. Knowing that there was a second customer tonight means that that's probably the person who... Something's up there. Something was up with there. I'm sure of it. The point where the cord dug into his body squelches, but the detective can't even feel the pain he'd expect from it. It's as if his arm is not his own. He can't pull the phone down. A demon. This is the worst possible explanation I can give for what happened to me here tonight. If some unnatural monstrosity is at the root of this, then it'll be impossible to prove this case in court, much less get everyone left through the night now that it's attached to my arm. I need to find a way to deal with this thing and do it quickly. Who are you? What do you mean by customer? Who am I? Who is anyone? My true name is unintelligible to mortals to the point that you'd probably bleed from your ears, pass out, and puke oysters if I tried telling you. So then what am I supposed to call you? Patience. Patience. Anyhow, it's a complex question for sure, but for you, I'll grace you with at least basic pleasantries. You can refer to me as the Necronomicon. Necronomophone, or if we become good friends, you can call me Necro. Heart emoji. Okay, Necronomicon. What do you mean by customer, and who was the last customer you had tonight? You did mention that. Simple. You are a customer. By answering the phone, you've initiated a non-refundable, irrevocable, transplanter, one-sided, and non-consensual contract with me. You give me a wish, and I assist you in granting it with my patented underworld assistance. As to your other question, don't worry about it. After all, a demon doesn't pact and tell. I highly doubt you'd keep that card close to your chest if you thought that knowing would be unimportant to me. I thought that knowledge would be unimportant to me. He either knows who I am, or at the very least, what I'm here to do. Well, if you obey my wishes, then I'll ask you to dislodge yourself from me pronto and end this process. Request denied. As per the vibes of the contract, I hold the right to refuse any request that defeats the purpose of this call. After all, you're making a deal with the demon. You're supposed to ask for someone's blood and have it come at great personal cost, or wish for something grandiose and lose yourself in the process. Come on, play the game. You can play games in good faith, right? You've just said I meant to lose myself in the process. I'm not catching any good faith vibes coming from you. Sir, I'm a demon and faith is for mortals. Not having beliefs, morals, and attachments is part of the package. Now let's drop this charade and get to the bloodbath. I'm not exactly a vengeful person. My life is fine as is, and all I need right now is to solve this murder and missing persons case. You know, I used to be a book. I had this mystical air about myself, with some bloke's skin faced for my cover. But people used to be intimidated by books, you know. Because of the skinned face? No. It's because I was extra thick and full of terms of use and antisocial guidelines. Also, people were illiterate. But nowadays, everybody has a phone. They're quickly becoming extensions of the human soul itself. Oh shit! We got raid. Hello, Three's a Crowd. What are you up to? We're playing Dead Ringer. It's a visual novel. It's also a detective game, and we just found a phone. That's the Necronomophone? What were you up to? Tell me all about it. Three's a Crowd games. Don't Starve Together. Ooh, that sounds fun. I've always wanted to try that, but I've never actually gotten around to doing it. Mostly because I don't know anybody else. I don't know very many people who play it. I don't organize that kind of stuff. Crowd surfing. Nice. Cowed surfed. Hell yeah. Hello, Raiders. Welcome to twitch.tv/Orcvibes. My name is Eros. I'm the orc, and today the vibes are spooky. Spooky. Wow. It was a really fun game. Nice. I'm glad to hear it. Also, just gives me a break from doing my demon phone voice, which is really very low in my throat, and I actually have to probably be careful about that. Hope you had a wonderful stream. Thank you for coming by. Don't forget that you can always run off and take care of yourself. I'll understand. And thank you for trusting me with your community. Let's see if I've lost my shirt for October again. I barely made it 15 minutes into the stream and somebody just like slammed the destroy shirt button. Alright.
That blue demon casts a spell. Create water.
Water created and hydrated. Thank goodness. Alright. Anyways, we're this possum detective here. And this is the demon phone, the Necronomophone, or Necronomicon, but now he's a phone. Can you imagine it? You talk to anyone with a phone at any time. You can call them, text them, or take pictures with them on these tasty little metallic bricks of wonder. People don't need phones, but once they had them in their lives, they became impossible to remove. Look, what I'm trying to tell you is that necessity is relative. You don't feel like making a wish now, but everyone can change. I'm sure you can develop a new need. I recommend a taste for blood. Mortals love blood. They just need a reason. Love, money, hate, desperation, envy, or maybe a special combination. I could go on, and I have all night, too. I'm not the one who will die if he hangs up anyhow. You forced me into this process without my foreknowledge? Now you're telling me I'll die if I don't take this shit deal you thrust upon me? Yes. Here. Let me help. I'll give you some easy options to choose from. Money, fame, love. Don't be modest. I guess we're gonna start chatting with the phone. End all wars? War is very bad. What should we do? I don't know, I don't think I want to be immortal. I feel like being immortal in this setting would suck. Everyone needs money. Why don't we end war? Fine. End all wars. It's vague, but it can't possibly do anything that broad in scope. A little philanthropic for my taste, but I can make it work. Thank you. Your patronage is always appreciated. Please wait while your request is processed. All things considered, that case was much easier than I thought it would be. What? Astonishing I was able to figure out the murder was committed by redacted simply through a slip of the tongue. I guess a cold read saves so much more time compared to the actual investigation. I'm so glad that I didn't have to prove it in court. And it's just like Ma used to say, the real case was the clues we found along the way. Now let's see what's on the news. In today's news, hold on, we're getting a special briefing. It seems as though nuclear Armageddon is upon us, folk. Oh my god. Every major world power has unleashed the full brunt of their nuclear arsenal upon each other, and it's a matter of hours before the bombs drop and we're plunged into nuclear winter. Oh, thank you for the bits.
Thanks for the 50 bits. 3 Sakrau games.
Thank you very much. Also, I need to turn off the Twitch version of that. I've realized now that I have my fancy ray attacks here. I didn't think that ending wars would be a game over option.
Take two.
Mihabor casts a spell.
I'm eating the treat. Okay. I like that this guy is like a sketch. This is adorable to me. Okay. Go home to your wives, husbands, and kids. Tell them you love them. It's been an honor being your newscaster. I hate demons. Well then, I probably should have expected that. Yeah, no. That'd be an awful idea. I really shouldn't test the power of something I don't understand. Literally anything else. I have a feeling that it's probably going to be similar with these two, then. I don't want to be here. I thought you through your suggestions, my own ideas, and any other loophole I could possibly try. But in the end, I think I know what I need. Oh? Something scandalous and bloody, I hope? I need to cover my bases in case he's actually incredibly powerful. If I can limit what he can do, it might just be able to manage him. It's simple. Help me solve this case and let me be specific. Assist me in solving it, but don't do my job for me. I don't care how powerful you are. We're doing this the old-fashioned way. Investigation, interrogation, and deduction. No killing. No reversible curses. Nothing you can do can cause irreparable harm. Okay? You think you're real smart, don't you? Why should I agree to something so limiting? Because I'll add a stipulation. If we can't solve it, you'll be freed from your blocky metal coil to cause mischief on this unsuspecting world. And if you don't... As long as you don't impede the investigation and help me when I ask, this condition will hold. Sounds like a good deal for the both of us, yes? putting a lot of stock on this current case, but with what's probably the murder weapon on hand, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out who had this phone before I did. Let me rephrase what I just said. You are smart. You know what? It's a deal. You will receive my assistance for this investigation, but if you cannot solve the case come sunrise, the contract between us will become null and void, releasing me from my immortal binds. Thank you. Your patronage is always appreciated. Please wait while your request is processed. A circle traces itself around Maxwell Morgan's shoes. It glows a bright green while the lights above the detective flicker that same otherworldly light. Inside the circle itself, a sigil begins to form. Lines dance in different directions and compile into a complex arcane formation. Then once it stops... Hey, I know this! I know this part! 7 flames circle around Maxwell, which spiral into the air and then scatter in different directions. They slip through the bounds of the storage room, spreading out around the house. Fancy special effects. What was that exactly? Simple. I summon the spirits of the people I killed. Well, the ones I killed under orders. All my spells and functions come with conditions, exceptions, twists, and so on. There's no satisfaction with a hand wave and a wish fulfilled. Spirits of the dead, huh? He's basically confessed to the fact that his last customer was the one who ordered him to kill everyone. Actually, if I could get their testimonies, I could form a more accurate picture of the evening, even past my normal snooping. Ghost words won't fly in court, but I can figure out how to make it stick. Not like demon magic would fly in court either. Not in this district, at least. Fine. Thank you. I have to check out the crime scene, so if you could detach from my arm, that'd be appreciated. There's no need. Watch this. Oh, he's gone. That's a pretty convenient ability. Isn't it? Now I can talk to you without anyone hearing me. Can't read your thoughts, though. You'll still have to speak to me and sound like a crazy person. Now, tally-ho! You've got a timer to beat, mortal. I'm rooting for you. This guy's way too chipper about this whole thing, but I guess there's no worrying about it now. I still have my head, and now I have to use it. I should note everything down I found particularly important. I'll take the 2 other phones as well. Should come in handy when I'm interrogating. Okay. What do we got here? It's been so soon and you already want my help. It's a button. I want to press the button. I literally just woke up, so I bet you know more than me. If you want my advice, use those legs and leave this room. Alright. Foyer? Go to the foyer. Okay. Back in the foyer. The murder scene is in the dining room, but first I need to speak with Richard. Hey! Richard, you waited for me. Of course, if you were to run into trouble, it would be prudent for me to be within earshot. You have a good point. Now then, was there something that you needed? Let's see... I want to talk about the missing phones. Where are all the phones? Most of the phones were missing from the box. Did you not collect everyone's phones? This is quite embarrassing, I have to admit. Every year I confiscate the phones and I tried to hide them in a new place. But the guests always seem to find where they're hidden, no matter how creative the hiding spot. It became too difficult to enforce, so we don't even bother anymore unless someone pulls their phone out in the open. Then whose phones are these? Thanks for lurking. See you around. They were the ones still in the box at the time. The higher-end one belongs to Meredith or one of the guests. I have no clue who the second would belong to. I don't think I should show him the Necronomicon. It'd be too much to explain when I'm supposed to be the one asking questions. Besides, he could be the culprit. Did someone bring a demon to the party? Did anyone have a particularly strange phone? Maybe something that resembled more of a disconnected landline? Not to my knowledge. Did you find a landline in the box? Forget it. It was a strange question and a weird line of reasoning. Understood, but I suggest you keep your intrusive thoughts to a minimum. Don't worry. I can be your intrusive thoughts. Or would they be extrusive thoughts if they came from me? Obtrusive. Extrusive refers to geology. Pardon? Sorry, I was just thinking about a rock in my shoe. Let's see. Have we seen Felix? So let's talk about Felix. When was the last time you saw him? If he died, there should be a body somewhere. Aside from my brief scolding of him, I don't remember seeing him for the entire party. At the very least, he hasn't entered the foyer after I spoke with Meredith. I had thought he was in the dining room, but apparently not. Then again, he could have moved about during the blackout. I did give him his phone when I talked to him, so he should still be carrying it. Can we call it? That's enough. It's about time to check out the crime scene. If possible, could you point me in the right direction? Also, I ask that you keep an eye on the other two. Just make sure everyone's together so that no evidence can be disturbed. Of course, the dining room is down the stairs and to the right. I guess we're gonna go to the dining room. This is why we have the content warning. Walking into the room, Max is immediately met with thick stench of blood and liquor. The metallic smell pierces through the mellow and fermented hints of various fruits. It even has the punch of spilled gastric acid pocketed through the poorly lit room. Put on a shirt if I'm solving mysteries? Yeah, pay the points. I respect the viewer engagement. Also, how's Final Fantasy going? It's too expensive. I guess you just gotta wait till you have enough points. You gotta. It's just the rules, I guess. You finished your Isekai grind? I'm so happy for you. This man got the Final Fantasy Tactics remaster, and he spent a good chunk of today, and yesterday I think too, just leveling everything up, every job, mastering every job, and getting the main character to level 99. I respect that. It didn't seem fun, but I respect that he did it. I hope that you posted it and proved to everyone that you're so cool. Walking into the room. Oh, that's right. It even has the punch of spilled gastric acid pocketed throughout poorly lit room. Maxwell takes in the freshly red-painted dining room. Several bodies, which have been sliced, cut open, and dismembered, are spread across the room. Good lord. One seems to have been cut through by a broken wine bottle, given the blood-stained and partially shattered glass between the corpse's head and torso. Yeesh. Obviously you posted it. I'll check it later. I did have a shirt on. It was burned off. I gotta keep getting these replacement shirts, man. Mandalia Plains. Oh yeah. I'll have to bill Meredith for the traumatic exposure fee. You certainly lack subtlety. You kill all these people with a simple wish? Oh please. There's nothing simple about a wish. Wishes need unpredictable rules, convoluted twists, and devilish traps. You gotta earn that brief glimmer of victory before they spend the rest of your life in bitter regret. You put in the stipulations on yours, but typically I add in conditions for my help. Just look at these dead bodies here. I told my previous customer I would only kill in pure darkness. I only had such a stipulation because of the wish, but I'm sure it'd be important to your investigation. What are all the rules to your kill wish? I need to know. I'm sad they took out Dark Knight Onion. Well, I mean, that was just, they just didn't put them in from the War of the Lions version of the game, right? Maybe that'll be DLC, unfortunately. We'll see. Sure thing. Now listen carefully. For the purposes of killing a select number of people, 3 conditions must be met. 1. You must remain on the call line while the execution is taking place. Early termination of the phone call will result in cancellation. 2. You must state into the phone where you would like the execution to take place. It must be specific relative to the place you are currently, such as in this house or in the dining room. 3. All targets must be completely shrouded in darkness. Anyone with any light touching their bodies will be unable to be executed. Note: any user of this device can use this kill command as long as they follow the proper instructions. Good enough? Do you want me to repeat it like a sexy lady voice? I have so many impressions I can try. No, that's fine. Thank you. Maxwell's eyes catch a flicker just beyond the corner of his eyesight. He turns around and squints, looking into what appears to be an empty space. Is that? A wisp, much like the siphon he saw earlier, now floats right in front of him. Is this one of the ghosts? Wait, there were 7 of them. If the Necronomicon didn't kill Felix, then that means he's probably still alive, right? Aha! It's about time you'd gain the ability to see them. Now you can talk to the ghosts. Come on and try it. Just talk it to me and I'll play what they say. Right, but first I need to clarify something. You spawned the souls of everyone you killed tonight, correct? Oh, that? Of course. All 7 of them were sliced up by my capable claws. 1 second. I gotta cough. Okay, we're good. I don't want to cough into the mic without it being muted. Now then, talking to dead people time. I put so much effort into it. Come on, do it. Do it! Fine, fine. We can do your spell. Yay! If this is what kids are like, maybe I should tell the husband I'm not ready to be a dad. No, stay strong. You have work to do. Just direct your questions to the ghosts. The stench of death isn't getting any lighter. I should wrap this up quick so that someone can come in here and actually clean this up. Alright. What happens if I click him? Also, welcome back, Xeno. Sitting room out. Oh, this is just moving. Okay. What's up? Okay, so I just called them through you. The detective, summoning the phone to his hand, hesitantly dials a few buttons at random. A dial tone chimes, and the coast in front of Max lights up with an arcane energy. Please hold while we transfer your call. Please hold while we transfer your call. I can't understand this. That's strange. Did I kill them so traumatically that they lost their sense of self? Damn, I'm good. Well, new plan. Do you have their phone? Something tied to them should bring back their identity. I guess? Let's see. None of these phones seem to work. Well, I guess that means we go phone hunting. The stench of death isn't getting any lighter. I should wrap this up quick so that someone can... Wait. So, what? Evidence... Okay. Do I just do the... Okay. Yeah, alright, we just do the same thing. The phone seems okay. Do we go somewhere else then? Maybe the sitting room? Can take a quick break. Make and eat dinner. Sounds good. Yeah, none of my phones match, so I guess we have to go to other rooms to find the phones that do match. If I wasn't on the job, I would love to sit here and do a crossword. Oh, same. Me and my husband love sitting. Wait a second. That's a really, really poorly hidden phone. You're right. Who hides a phone between seat cushions? Interesting. Empty phone box, mini flashlight, sitting room phone. It was particularly poorly hidden. I don't know if it was hidden more probably it might have slipped out. I guess we don't have anything here. Should we go outside? Meredith, Richard, and Alexander are all out here. I feel a little bad making them wait here, but what needs to be done needs to be done. Whoa. I didn't... Okay, I think it was just loading and I just clicked randomly. How can I assist you? Feelings, Meredith, husband. Let's go back. Okay. So it's just the three of them out here? I thought I would get more stuff going on. Let's go back to the foyer. Was there something in the foyer? Empty. My only friend here is the coat rack. I guess we gotta go back to the sitting room outside. The master bedroom and the bathroom. Let's check those out first. Wowza. This place is in complete disarray. I can't imagine what sort of struggle happened here. Actually, I can. This seems more like something that happened on date night with my husband rather than a fight to the death. Okay, buddy. That, and according to both Richard and Meredith's accounts, Mickey was still alive by then. I guess I could check for a phone here as well. Aha! Right under a pillow. Bedazzled engravings in the shape of the name Mickey. Yeah, this is his phone. Can we talk to this guy? Bottom. I wonder. Necronomicon, I need your assistance. Sure thing, boss. Ah! Oh! Self found the button.
Silicans casts a spell. Alter self.
It's still
Master
it's a good
Artificer.
outfit. There we go. Have we encountered the homophobia yet? Not yet. I don't think so. What's with the... They're still here. Much cheaper. At the cost of giving me drip. That's the real cost. I bet this guy will be a freak. Who haunts an old woman's bathroom? Bleh, an old woman's bedroom. Please hold while we transfer your call. Garbled noise, $sign, $sign. Please tell me you're one of those ghostwriters here to do a post-mortem exclusive. No, I'm but a humble private detective here to do my job and get paid. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Wow, you're such a scrawny little dude. God, it's been ages since I had such a bad case of my parents didn't love me, so they never fed me right. Excuse me? You just have that look to you, you know? It's not just that you're tiny and easy to throw around, it's something in your eyes. Like, you're still trudging, but the light inside of you has gone out before life even began. You look like you went to law school, is what I'm saying. Detective Max looks off to the side, rubbing his temples. Usually I love my job, but sometimes I regret that I can't kill someone twice. This is one of those days. Sir, Hey, don't worry. I get it. You only live once, and you kind of messed up this life, but I want you to know that you can still improve your situation. All you gotta do is listen to Mickey Gordon's podcast, reorient every aspect of your life, and buy my products. And to answer your question, thanks to Meredith's help, my subs were all exempt from FDA approval, and you can't legally prove they were poisonous. Actually, looking directly at the camera, I know about this myself. The reason they're supplements is because they don't need FDA approval. Then they'd be drugs. But this guy's still a scumbag. That's not even remotely where I was going to go with this. You were murdered. You went up to 7 other people. Oh, don't worry. I catch your drift, little dude. I'm all for catching killers and making me look good. I find it hard to hate people. We all have a right to life, and I wouldn't wish ill upon a bad person, even if I wouldn't shed tears upon their downfall. But this man in particular. Okay. Let's see. About Mickey. So, tell me about yourself. What's there to say? A lot, actually. Women love me, men fear me, and I've got muscles for miles. Plus, I learned that I have a huge Christian following, so I got baptized on live TV by Leo Jackson himself. I'm basically the poster child for a strong Christian man, and I've never even looked at a Bible. Okay, they invoked Christianity in the furry VN, which means I have to ask you, what was Jesus' persona? Think about it. Jesus was a furry. A lamb? That's too easy. Too easy. That's too on the nose. They would perceive him as a threat anyway. At least according to the scriptures. A goat? That would be great. I would love that. Personally. Even in death, my ghost is still jacked. Maybe if I could do that ghostly body possession stuff, you could have a gym bro finally growing inside you. The library is not a gym. Jesus was a dragon furry. Jesus was a cat boy. I'm just a simple guy who believes in being fit, being healthy, and catching babes like cops catch bad guys. Wow, okay. Can I throw him out a window yet? A wedding ring and babies are my gun and handcuffs. What the fuck? Okay, that's enough about you. Gross. Poison controversy. Let's talk about that. So, what was that about poison earlier? A hoax is what it is. Some lying investigative journalist hack decided it'd be funny and profitable to drag my name through the dirt. You know, drag gold through the dirt. The nutritional supplements I sell on my radio show, in stores and otherwise may not be FDA approved, but they are Mickey approved. People should put their faith in me, not some money-grubbing food government agency. Hell, even I've used the subs once, and look at me, I'm still fit and healthy, save for some cuts. You used them once? Oh, he doesn't even use the products he's selling as nutrition guru. I bet the only reason you're asking me about this is because your mind was poisoned by Hamilton Green. I don't even know why Meredith still invites him to these events. All he does is hang by the fireplace in the foyer and plot to take over Meredith's seat of power. I bet he thinks he's smart with all the dirt and dead bodies he knows about. Okay. What about Meredith? So what's your relationship with Meredith? She's literally a goddess on this earth. You know most women aren't super smart, but she's more than a woman. She's Meredith Eloise. If it's okay to ask, can you catch me what's going on? Well, you see the phone we've got here? That's a demon phone. And now it's letting us talk to the dead people. And the demon phone was definitely used to kill dead people because it has some funny rules. But because everybody was in darkness, the demon phone could just like kablamo kill everybody. And yeah. This guy in Meredith Bank. We'll see. I'm not super sure. But yeah, we're going around talking to all the dead people to get more clues. And as long as we solve the mystery, the phone will not free itself from free the demon, and Yeah. Oh, this dude's mega dead. Anybody who's got this text box you can see here, they're dead. Or, like, supernatural in some way. But yeah. There's a demon in the phone, and if we don't solve the mystery, he gets freed. That's the issue. And nothing of value was truly. She helped me grow my wonderful fan base and launch my bustling vitamin supplement business. I'm a hot commodity, and people can see it thanks to how smart she is. Not only that, her husband's a pretty lucky guy. The babe is smart, and she's a 10. If she was my girl, let's just say we'd have a litter of kids. Straight people, you don't have to use childbirth as your point of comparison. So true, actually. What about Richard? So, can you confirm something for me? You were meeting with Meredith here earlier today, right? Yeah, we were getting down to business and all that. And you were interrupted by Richard Torres, yes? Heh, I'm not gonna be grilled by some bite-sized dweeb. Try again when you hit puberty. Oh great, he's one of those. Looks like I'll have to find some kind of info to shock him into compliance. Alright. Do I really want to know how Mickey is feeling? Maybe not. Since he's a nutritionist, maybe he has some workout tips. Alright, let's see. What have you got for us? Scumbag. Even if I don't like this man, I feel like I have to ask. So how'd you get so fit? Let me level with you. You look like a nice guy, so I doubt you ever could reach my level. You're too soft. You're short and nerdy. It's not your fault. Dads have gone soft nowadays. Oh my god. Mine used to beat the shit out of me if I cried or did anything girly. It meant I was weak. Needed to get strong and needed to take it like a man. I only got this way because I was sculpted into a man. I worked out, got strong, and took respect from him. He was so proud of me when I finally sent him to his hospital for once. Right, I'm so sorry. Sorry? I'm a badass, and I do the same for my boys. This cannon doesn't make... Oh my god. Don't call it a cannon! I take it back. Alright, so we need to find some dirt on him in order to confront him about Richard. I think I've had enough of him. I'm so glad I have coffee in me right now, so I might actually consider using that bed. Okay, maybe we can leave? Let's leave. Let's go back to the foyer. That's not how genetics work, dude. It's true. Richard and Mickey are banging. I don't... I think Mickey and Felix might have been banging. I don't know. Prison. Oh my god. We have some strong opinions now. My only friend here. Oh, we found somebody. If anyone's running around here all the time, maybe his phone is here. Aha! Tossed into the fireplace? Must have had to hide it quickly. Can we talk to him? Necronomicon, do your thing. Sure thing, boss. Please hold while we transfer your call. Garble noise. After dying and being brought back as a ghost, I thought the perfect lucrative business venture we could go into together. I'll let you in on the ground floor and even give you a loan if you can help me out. I just have a few questions about tonight. That's got nothing to do with my offer, buddy. Just think about it, okay? About you. So what's the deal with Hamilton? Hamilton Green? Well, I work in medical insurance, and we pride ourselves on our profit margins. You wouldn't believe how much money I made alone off of rejecting erroneous claims. People buy insurance and think we'll just give out a blank check. But we only offer those checks to the people who've earned it. High denial means people in need get what they truly deserve. Things like insulin are just a commodity anyhow. Oh my god. What company were you partnered with? Scare Care. We care so much, it's spooky. Let me just text my husband till we need to change insurance. Except now it's all for naught. Meredith Eloise is alive and my legacy will be subsumed by her. It's always the perky ones. They don't contribute anything real. They're just fun around a bottle of red and suddenly they're the center of everything. What I'd give to teach her a lesson. Oh? Would you perhaps like to talk about secrets and bodies? So all these people are awful in some way? It seems so. Whoever did this, can we let them off the hook? Maybe. If we talk to more victims that maybe didn't deserve to die. Are there any fun secrets you know about this group, or even the house itself? I heard you were the person to ask about fun secrets. Heh. Are you interested in my information, detective? I'll tell you if you can pay me. Pay you? In information. It's a transaction. Something to give this soul some rest. I just want some confirmation on something, and because you can talk to the dead, I know you can get it from me. I can only talk to the people killed today. That still works. I need you to confirm something with Leo Jackson. He's one of the victims alongside me, yeah? I believe so. Continue. That fossil knows everything there is to know about Meredith's husband, and I want to know if his secret is true. Just learn what it is and refer back to me, okay? Okay, fine. This better be worth it. Alright, let's maybe talk about tonight's events. Can you tell me a bit about tonight? Oh, you wish to know about tonight? It was a straightforward night. The party happened, and I stuck him around, mostly around the foyer. I had a nice conversation with Richard and watched him go upstairs, then he, Meredith, and Mickey returned together. Did you notice anyone else? No, I don't pay much attention to anyone I don't despise, so I'm not the person to ask. But what's interesting is the conversation Richard and Mickey had afterwards. Oh? Heh. Are you interested, detective? Ask me about the secrets of this place and I'll tell you. Oh, okay. Tell me about Mickey. You know anything about Mickey? Well. Oops. I accidentally right-clicked. Whatever. It's a good time to save. I'll tell you this because we're such good friends. We aren't, but I'm not going to interrupt him for that. Mickey Gordon and Meredith Eloise are having an affair. Aha! Straight people. It's been going on for a few months, and the extra kicker is that, well, you should talk to Mickey about that. I'm sure he'll accidentally give you something even juicier. I haven't told that information to Leo Jackson. Being the devout Christian he is, I reckon he would devour Meredith with this information. I'd be signing my own death certificate if she or Mickey found out it came from me, so if anyone asks, it came from Meredith. He sure does have the scoop on everyone. Okay, let's go back to the bedroom and tell Mickey we know what he's been doing. Hey, what's up, Buttercup? Just have a few questions. Also, you should probably know that Meredith confessed. Huh? She told me you and her were intimate. Yeah? What of it? It's pretty dope, right? I got a rep as freshly converted man of God, but I'm still a hot-blooded man. You're right. I think the whole world would love to know about it, too. I'm sure that'll do wonders to yours and her reputation. Wait, you're not serious, right? I was just kidding about being cool. If Meredith's husband knew, or even worse, oh my god, his face. If my fans knew I wasn't a good Christian boy, I'd die twice. They might start thinking I deserve to die instead of being the manly savior who died trying to protect everyone. Oh yeah? Yeah, buddy? My optics are people too. Maybe, but I'll need to know what you're acting. I know you're acting in good faith with me in this investigation, okay? Answer my damn questions and I won't speak ill of the dead. Right. Anything you want to know. Alright, so Richard. So, can you confirm something for me? You were meeting with Meredith here earlier today, correct? Yeah, you were getting down to business and all that. Down to business. And you were interrupted by Richard Torres? Yeah, he caught me while, finishing a set. Oh my god, dude. Then he went on a rant about how he went out of his way to make sure I was RSVP'd, and that if he knew I'd do this, he would... Wait, hold on. He RSVP'd you? Did he do that the day of the event? Yeah. Are you married to Richard Torres? You didn't know? Oh my god. I don't know how to feel about this. I thought you already knew this when you came in threatening me with the affair. Like, that my real last name is Torres, and the fact that I'm bi isn't public. God, if Leo knew, he'd be furious. He'd baptize me, you know? How were you right twice? I'm actually mad. The idea that you knew Mickey Gordon was Mickey Torres was what I was scared of. Well, now I do know because you told me. Love wins. I don't think love is winning right now. I'm gonna be real. Fuck. Our deal still stands, though. Don't worry. Bye, Pride. God. Oh, dirtbag bi representation. Finally, it's here for us. Do I really want to know how he's feeling? We did confirm that. Let's see how he's feeling. I shouldn't ask questions I don't want answered. You know, I'm honestly relieved that I'm dead. It means I died a martyr to men everywhere. He just started talking while I was thinking about asking. At least he's not the homophobic one. Once more, the bisexual rep I did not want. Instead of a fuckboy with a repeated lapse in judgment. Repeated? Repeated and long-standing. Nothing like menopause to enable... Please stop. Oh my god. Alright, well, I'm so glad. Okay. Let's get out of here. I can't handle this anymore. I can't do it. Foyer. Only friend who's cover. Oh, that's right. We don't want to talk to him yet because we don't know Meredith's secret. Dining room, bathroom. The bathroom. It's the throne of kings. I could take a bathroom break, but that'd be unprofessional. It's so close to the dining room. This may also be part of the crime scene. And yet, there's nobody here. Okay. Dining room? Maybe we can talk to this guy? Okay, so I just called him through you. Uh-huh. Can't understand this. That's strange. Okay. None of these phones. Okay. Maybe we gotta go talk to Hamilton again. Let's go to the foyer. Or maybe we go outside and talk to Meredith. Let's talk to Hamilton first, since we're here. Have you thought about my offer? It's very lucrative. I swear on my life. Just give me more time to think about it. I have some more questions. Secrets. So then you found secrets. Oh wait. I'll tell you if you can pay me. Pay me information. It's a transaction. Something. What did he need? Oh, Leo Jackson. That's right. Okay. Spam through it. Alright. Let's go to... They were all killed in the dining room. Except for... Felix, maybe? We're not sure. It's implied that they were all, like, sliced and diced and dismembered and stuff. Nothing has been shown yet. Let's see. Let's go outside and talk to Meredith. Hey, Meredith. More questions? How thrilling. Hamilton Green. What's your relationship with Hamilton Green? Hamilton. He's unimportant to me. He's rich, but more of a spider. That guy does have several ghost knives in his back. Probably just because he's in a very backstabby industry, I guess. Insurance be like that. He catches smaller bugs for me, but I could see myself squashing him if I wanted or had a reason to. He's not annoying enough to destroy, but not useful enough for me to see him otherwise. Brutal. Is that it? How you holding up? Which phone belongs to Meredith? Is this your phone? Oh! Why, yes it is. Would you mind returning? Be mean and rude? Give her the phone. No, I'm gonna be mean and rude. I couldn't imagine why you'd need it for your investigation, but no matter. She seems mad that I said no. That's fine. The master bedroom. Let's talk about that. While looking around, I found Mickey Gordon had left his phone in the master bedroom. Yes, what about it? I also saw the state of the bedroom, so I need to ask, did you have an altercation with Mr. Gordon? Her face looked almost relieved when I said altercation. Interesting. Altercation? Heavens no. Would he have returned to the party if we had fought? I'm sure that even Alexander could attest to this evidence truth. Then it must have been an affair. The room was in complete disarray, so I could hardly imagine what else could have caused it, nor the alleged argument you had with Richard. How did you know that's... You miserable little wretch. This conversation is over. If you tell anyone about this, I will bury you. Now I'm certain of it. Maybe I can get some information out of Mickey's ghost with this. Wait, she's actually walking away. Uh-oh. Meredith, Richard, and Alexander are all here. Oh, that's right, okay. Let's talk to Richard since we're here. How can I assist you? Let's talk about your husband. You said your husband was one of the victims? Did I? Yes. I just wanted to clarify who that husband was. I refuse. Saying it like that just makes me feel like it's more important than it actually is, you know? Ah! Carol. Ha, owned. Yeah, well, there might still be somebody who destroys a costume. We'll see about that. Wait, what? What? So many of you are saying ha, owned. What's happening? Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're solving a murder mystery. We're like, I think halfway through or so. You might need to, I don't know if I can summarize everything that's happened. Basically, a lot of 7 people died in one big room that was dark, and it was because of a scary demon phone. I have the points, but you put your shirt back on anyways. Murder with furries and closeted bisexuals. That's true. We did find some toxic bi representation. That was really fun. Turns out terrible people shilling health supplements can be bisexual as well. Oh, there you go. We'll just dim the lights a little bit.
Plata _64 casts a spell.
That'll be fine.
Darkness.
See, we're good. We're so the funny thing is that the toxic bi guy is this guy's husband, but he was having an affair with the lady of the house, who's like a pharmaceutical executive and lobbyist. It's crazy. It's wild. Am I mean to Kirill? Yes, but like in a fun, cool way. But if Kirill's mean to me, it's not fun and cool. It's actually very sad, and I deserve all the pity that I could possibly get. That's why I stick to one only. Heard there were going to be titties here to cheer me up. We do have big... we have big men, at least that much. I can say that much. That's the truth. So, that's right. We found the master bedroom. How did it get that messy? I hadn't gotten the time to clean it before the party, but seeing as it wasn't going to be used tonight, I assumed it'd have more time. Let's see, the darkness is over. Then why did Meredith call a meeting with Mickey in that room? Eros hates poor people. What? I never said anything like that. It's a good thing this guy's wearing a white shirt, otherwise people could screen cap this. But they can't make it out. Thank goodness. What luck. Well, she wasn't aware. I don't think a mess of that scale would be something she wouldn't be aware of. Not only that, she would have to have been the one to make that mess. Was Meredith Eloise having an affair with Mickey Gordon? This seems more like a question for her. I did, and I want to know you weren't forthcoming with this in your testimony. Oh, I want to know why you weren't forthcoming with this. Are these three a throuple? Absolutely not. This is definitely not a... I don't think everybody's happy about this. I can understand her not telling me, but why you? It's none of your business. That's all there is to it. Okay, interesting. Question Richard's loyalty to Meredith. Let's do it. I understand you work for Meredith, but your relationship has been fraught, but why do you stick around? Is the pay good? Is the contract bad? Loyalty, I suppose. Loyalty to her, loyalty to what she represents. Or perhaps was in hopes of helping my husband. How so? Connections are everything in life. Without them, you can't rise in any field, let alone the medical industry. I'm gonna play a skateboarding game? That sounds cool. And Lambrusco. That sounds fun too. I want to play a skateboarding game. Maybe I'll do that later. Who knows? That's not true. I'm probably just gonna play more Hades later. I beat Kronos, you guys. I did it. After I fucked up on stream we had a couple days ago. I did it right this time. Alright, we're done talking to him. Let's go back to the sitting room. Is there anybody here? Crossword. No, okay. Maybe we could talk back to was it Mickey or Hamilton? We'll talk to Hamilton real quick. You didn't let us. Well, it happened earlier today, and I was already planning a stream, so. Hades is just a fun thing to do if I like finish early, which I did on Monday with Lucifer Within Us. I'm not finishing early today, that's for sure. All right. Have you finally thought about my offer? It's very lucrative. Secrets? Oh, that's right. I already did this one. I guess I should go talk to Mickey. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go to the master bedroom. Lucifer among us. Lucifer within us. Within us. Or else I'm gonna... That's right. Mickey, hi. Just have a few questions. Also, you should probably know that... Oh, that's right. Da, 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 ba, da, ba, da, ba, da. Who is Meredith Demicky? What's her relationship with Meredith? She's literally... Oh, this is the same one. Okay. Oh, Maxwell, you assumed he was straight. But unfortunately, he is bisexual. Please don't tell this to her husband. He scares me. He's already dead. Just help a homie out here. We are not homies. Fine. Okay. This dude looks like he's got small baby but huge balls. Incorrect. He's probably done so much steroids, he doesn't even have balls anymore. Alright, let's see. Where else can I go? Back to the dining room, maybe? Let's check the evidence. Argument was necessary right before the blackout started. Empty phone box. Just an unused fireplace. Him and Meredith's meeting. Particularly poorly hidden. Allegedly had an affair with Mickey Gore in the state of the room, which suggests it was passionate and room encompassing. Room encompassing, oh my. Phones were confiscated at the beginning of the party, but nearly everyone in attendance secretly recovered their phone to use it throughout the event. Got it. Okay. Same thing. I have a feeling. Alright. I'm pretty sure I got an ad break coming up anyway. But I might need a minute to just figure out where the heck I need to go. Oh, I should talk to him. Hungry yet? You know, blood is very rich in iron. I bet to be so healthy for you. Looks like we need something to wake up this ghost. Got any phones to do so? Alright, well let's leave. Let's go to the foyer. We need to find somebody. Oh, he's not giving me any clues here. Okay, let's try the master bedroom. Nothing here. No, he doesn't have any hints for that. I've been to the dining room. We don't have anything there. I've been to the foyer. We don't have anything there. Talk to the demon outside. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yep. Oh, see, he has a button here. Nope, just kidding. Oh, wait, maybe not. Every murder has some pair of mortals breeding on the side. Who knows? Maybe Meredith didn't want people to know she was porking someone half her age. Assuming he wasn't one of the old guys I killed. I have yet to see someone named Mickey who survived past the age of 40, and I want to keep it that way. Would giving her Meredith her phone back? Maybe. More questions? How thrilling. Phone. Is this your phone? Oh. Well, yes it is. Would you mind returning it? I'll give her the phone. Wonderful. In fact, here. Right, the phone she borrowed. Oh. Thank you, Zeno. Could you tell me a bit more about who and where you borrowed it from? I borrowed it from Jasmine Franck. She was one of the late guests. She was a damn good surgeon, too. An Academy of Medical Sciences. Wanted to have her hands embalmed after her death and enshrined in an altar to science. You know that? I did not, and I wish I didn't. Let's go back to the phone. Are any other relevant information? I think she retrieved it from the bathroom. Bathroom? I'll have to go to the foyer and check it from there. Aha! Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go back to the bathroom. Through the foyer. There's the bathroom. Aha! A phone. Exactly one phone. I wonder who it belongs to. New evidence. Okay. Well, we don't have anything here, but... Bathroom lights. Alexander's got using the bathroom during the blackout. Oh, maybe we should go talk to Alexander about it, because I think it might have been his phone. I once helped a guy who ended up dying on a toilet. I didn't get to kill him. Mine would have had more knives or collateral damage. Death by shooting your guts out is just tacky. Oh my god, dude. Okay, thanks for the help there. I see an ad break coming. I need to recover from that. We're gonna trigger that, and we're gonna make our way outside. We're gonna do it. I gotta recover. Well, I'll be back in a second.
Florist casts illusory script, Oppa Gangnam Style.
You think you could just come into my channel and put Oppa Gangnam Style dead center on my stream? You think you could just do that, Kirill? Well, you're right, you can. But I don't like pointing it out. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with it. Let's see. What are we doing with that phone again? The bathroom phone. It was hidden in the medicine cabinet. That's right, we're gonna talk about Alexander. What do you need? Is this your phone? Yeah, I really should get a newer model, but phones are so expensive. Besides, I only use it to make calls, and my workplace has me using a pager, so it barely gets any use. By any chance, do any of you know genetics? I can do a Punnett square. I know about some recessive genes. I know high school genetics is what I do. Actually, saying it out loud is convincing me I don't need an upgrade. If he changes his mind, you should send him my resume, Maxie. Like I'd subject anyone to that. What is that, a sad face? I don't know. Excuse me? Forgive me, I was just thinking about my husband. His phone is getting old, but I never want him to suffer through all that expense of picking up a new device. Some say being frugal is a virtue unto itself, you know? Now I'm just speaking out of my ass. A pager, what is... Well, no, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of sensitive equipment in a hospital, and having phones everywhere, I mean, for a while at least, seems like this is taking place in somewhere in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Nobody's phones are smart. They're all, you know, like, they got keypads and shit. Maybe he's got a husband too? Yeah. Well, this guy's got a husband. I don't think Alexander has a husband. But yeah, it seems like at the time they had a bunch of sensitive equipment that couldn't handle Bluetooth and cellular reception and shit like that. So they had to use pagers. Let's see. Is this your phone? Yeah, okay. We got it? What are we doing with it? Can we talk about it? How are you holding up, champ? There's at most 5 years difference between us. Don't call me champ. How old are you? 27. Then there's 10 years. Strange. God. I'm 10 years older than this man. I can't handle Bluetooth or cellular reception. Kirill, did you get the 5G? Did you get the virus that turns babies into... I don't know, what's that stupid picture that they like made during the COVID era? Where it's like a baby's like body is like transitioning to some weird hybrid creature. The squid alien baby. Yeah, exactly. 37. We're both. We're all. Yeah. I'm not 37 yet. I have a week left, but I will get there. Honestly, I thought you were younger than me. Maybe I was just thrown off by your... Go on, Alexander. Say it. Never mind. I shouldn't run my mouth like that. Sorry. It's alright. Okay, we have his phone. A little bit about waking the way here, but what needs to be done needs to be done. Every murder has some pair... Oh, sorry. Where is this? What if I talk to Meredith? You already said this. We weren't too far off from one another in age. Yeah. Sometimes people like... I think Farron Beefy Tesk, he's like... He just graduated college and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's a baby to me. He's still like, you know... He's doing his own thing, but like, he tells me about like what he's doing lately, and I'm like, I'm so happy that you're in your 20s. Couldn't be me. I'm not that guy anymore. I don't think I even ever was that guy. Where do I feel like I should have somewhere more to go. Do we need to try something in the dining room, maybe? They say your 30s are your prime. God, I hope so. I heard 40 is the new 30, right? Talk to people in person? Couldn't be me. Can we get anything with him? Hamilton Green. Is his name Green because he likes money? The man seems like he wants something out of you. Ghosts love to trade information. Do you have anything you want to know? No, not really. I can't... What am I missing? You got a husband, so you still think you're winning? I mean, I'm happy with my current situation. I just wish I had better income. That's my real issue. I wish I could afford more things, like my basic living expenses. We're going... The sitting room doesn't have anything for me. I've been outside and chatted with them a bunch. The dining room, I don't think I have, unless... Do we have the phone for this one? No, it doesn't look like it. Aha! The phone acquired from the bathroom buzzes. Maxwell holds up that phone to his face and then holds out to the ghost. One wonders where Eris got his tiger lure and tiger trap. I don't even know where I got him, man. It's sometimes you just make a huge relationship and you do it so successfully that you're just like, I'm sticking with it. I like this one. Koopa Corp. They don't make tigers there. Or they don't make tiger accessories there. Let's see. He perhaps expected the Spectre to pick it up. But instead, the phone whips open and with blaring and garbled noise, it slowly pieces itself into human speech. Please hold while we transfer your call. Interesting. Not only is there no concept of hell, I've been awoken from my slumber by a detective, and I presume my killer. The specter of death looming over you is quite all-encompassing, detective. Looming over me? Is she referring to the Necronomicon? Perhaps he has a physical form I can't see. He would need one if he were to kill multiple people, but that's beside the point. Try to ignore him. I'm just here to figure out what happened here tonight. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? It's not like my soul has anything to do but rest, so knock yourself out. Judging by the caller ID on her phone, this person seems to be none other than Dr. Jasmine Frank. She's a surgeon with a wait list longer than the Golden Gate Bridge, and she seems relatively unbothered with the concept of death. I guess I'll have to find a different doctor if I get an arm lopped off tonight. Okay, so it's time to whip out my questions. Alright. Tell me about yourself. You don't need to explain it. I understand what you want. It's simple. I'm a general surgeon who couldn't stop at one specialty. Our mortal flesh is a work of art that I craft and restructure to my liking. That's how I see it. We relinquish control of ourselves so that someone may change what's already written in our bones. Whether erasing an injury, adjusting our physical state, or even tampering with our minds, surgery is truly a beautiful endeavor. Which is why that is my only regret, to die in such an ugly way, to have my hands go to waste. Death is not something I feared. It's always the way you die, not the inevitability of it. Well then, she's certainly forthcoming about her inner workings. Calm the fuck down, Jasmine. Do you have a spouse? Kids? Neither. Relationships are for business, not for pleasure. Well, at least she doesn't entirely forego human connection. So tell me about tonight. Was there anything that stood out to you? Party starts. Phone gets taken. I tolerate small talk with Dr. Edwards. I sneak upstairs to retrieve mine and her phone. I let Brooke have hers, while I store mine in the bathroom. The party itself is as usual. I only attended because we would be unwise to end up on Meredith's bad side, but there's a moment where she asks to borrow my phone. I oblige, returning to the bathroom, but instead of taking my phone out, I snatch one of the other phones stored there. I would rather keep access to my device in case I needed it. It even had a charging cord, so in a way it was an upgrade. Thinking back, there was also a particularly old phone that I did not recognize. It was the one you're holding right now. The Necronomicon was hidden in the bathroom? That was right before the blackout as well. Interesting. If the Necronomicon was hidden in the bathroom, then that means Alexander's probably my top suspect at this point. Because he's the one who said he went into the bathroom and he saw the blue light in the dining room from under the door. Let her cook. The Necronomicon was in the bathroom? This was right before the blackout as well. Meredith takes the phone, walks into the kitchen, and then lights go out. I presume I didn't explain how I was dissected. Frankly, I'm more offended that I was butchered by an amateur rather than someone with a semblance of craftsmanship. If I'm going to be brutally murdered, at least I'd like it to be a work of art. Hey, I'm artful, aren't I? I'm abstract and splattery. You think so, right, Max? I'll deal with corpses in my job, but I don't exactly like to think of them as art. Makes me squeamish trying to think of the displaying and messing with organs. New evidence. What's our evidence? Right before the blackout started, Meredith borrowed a phone and went into the kitchen to make a call. Let's see. Hell. Is there really no hell? So, you said there's no hell? What is there, then? I don't know how I would describe it. It's a bit hazy in my mind, and it's hard to describe, but it's not hell. Like, you're not allowed to talk about it? Precisely. Maybe there is a hell, and I just haven't met the required threshold for it yet. Maybe. Who knows? Insightful. Borrowed phone. So the phone you gave Meredith wasn't yours, given the fact that I have both the phone and yours. You would be correct. What about it? Whose phone was it? It wasn't a phone I recognized, so I wouldn't know. Which means it either belongs to another guest who she doesn't know as well, or maybe it belongs to... I should confirm that later. I'm thinking Felix. How you feeling? How do you feel now that you've... Indifferent. I'm surprised you have the confidence to ask a dead woman her thoughts on death. Is there something I could deliver last words to? Someone who needs closure? The hospital I work at could use words of encouragement now that their cash cow was ground into a burger. Oh my god. Please inform the Academy of Medical Sciences they can still try my hands if they are still presentable. Right. Maybe not. Phone locations. Do you know any good spots that other victims who would have hidden their phones? It seems that their souls got a bit liquefied with all the trauma and gore, so I need their devices to cobble them back together. Right. I guess there's Leo. He acts like he's too old to use anything but a pager and a landline, but he just leaves it in his coat. I've seen him get caught in the act before, so I'm confident that it'll be there. There's a coat rack in the foyer. One of those coats has to be his. Alright. That's everybody. Alright. Let's go. Oh yeah, look at her. She's got an eye patch kind of experience going on. Alright. Foyer. Let's go get Leo's phone from the foyer. Here we go. There's a phone right in the pocket. Now I just need to find his ghost. Where would his ghost be? Would he wouldn't be in the bathroom, would he? Is he outside? No, he's not outside. On the dining room. Maybe he's in the sitting room? Ah. If I wasn't on the job, I would love to sit here and do a crossword. Let's see if we can materialize this ghost. The night's going by so fast, isn't it? Please hold while we transfer your call. Please hold while we transfer your call. Lord must be testing me. Excuse me? Excuse me? They send a demon to me in my slumber to try and convince me I'm dead. Oh no, this is Leo. They send a demon to me in my slumber to try and convince me I'm dead. I shall not be fooled by your illusions. But you... I shall not be deceived, serpent. Yeah, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Now leave me be, Spectre. The enemy hath no power over me. Oh, this one's gonna be fun. I think he's refusing to materialize until you prove he's dead. Prove he's dead? Oh, you know, I think immortals have a phrase, proof of life. Try getting him some proof of death. The sitting room. Let's see if we can materialize this ghost. The night's going by so fast. Okay, same thing as before. Alright. Unskip. We have to prove that Leo's dead. Maybe go back to the dining room? I'm gonna have to sort through these dead bodies just to find something that resembles Leo. How did I end up here? Should have just wished for immortality. I probably would have been made into some kind of immortal ghoul that doesn't care about blood and gore. I reckon I'd go home in a trance and kill my husband, only to come to my senses as I feed on him, life draining from his eyes. Trudging through the blood and cartilage, Maxwell spots a body that is somewhat untouched by the mayhem. Leo's body is cleanly cut in half. His hands are skinned down to the pulpy red flesh. If it were not for his anguished expression, you might even mistake him for sleeping amongst the dead. It takes a few minutes for Maxwell to acknowledge what he must do. Makes a quick stop to the kitchen and shops for a knife. Oof. I need a knife that's serrated. A straight edge would have had a harder time sawing through flesh. It would be cleaner, but I don't need clean. I need this to be over. Right. I should put on some gloves, so I'm not getting my DNA all over this crime scene. He returns the body once. He finds a robust enough bread knife. Oh, a bread knife, my dude! A pair of barbecue-grade black nitrile gloves. I'm so sorry about this. Detective Maxwell steals the resolve and begins the grim task, trying to do his best to keep his mind as distant as possible from the gruesome sights ahead. What the hell, detective? You look so dreamy like that. All you're missing is a freaky mask and you'd be so ready for a night out on the town. Shut up. Oh, God. Seriously, stop. You know, after you fail to solve this case, you and I could spend some quality time together. Hell, I wouldn't mind you having a go at my new body with a bread knife. Yikes. And now I have a disembodied head. Damn. Oh my God, he's a sheep. He's a Christian and he's a sheep. Ugh. I had to put my hands over my face, and the VTuber did not like that. If it wasn't so squishy, I could tell myself it wasn't real. I need to see if telling this to a therapist will trigger a tail clause. This one's gonna leave a mark on me. Could have been neater. Your grip on the knife was too tight, and that made your cut sloppy. I just wanted to get it over with. No, she's right. There's an art to it. This way, the mortician will struggle to stitch it back. I mean, it's not like he was getting an open casket funeral after what I did to him, but at least he wasn't decapitated. Fixing the sloppy cut would be no problem for me, but one cannot find genius among butchers. All I ask is that you don't try dissecting me. At least go to medical school first, or take a culinary class. All in all, C+. I can at least respect that you did not break into tears. That's right, Max. Don't ever give up. You have the makings of a great beheader. Why am I being graded on head severing? Okay. Maxwell getting dragged from all directions. This poor man. Alright. Let's go back to the sitting room. Don't think about the head you're holding. Don't think about it. Let's see if we can materialize this ghost. Is that... And Moses said unto the people, fear ye, still stand still to see the salvation of the Lord. What's wrong with his look? So no head? No, we have head. We have head at home. I must hold my peace. Hold. That's my head. I'd just like to ask some questions to find the person who caused this. I see. I was not yet destined for the pearly gates, as I'm still needed on this earth. Oh, if they were pearly gates, that's not where you were headed. I'm gonna have fun with you. I'll just return this head to the dining room later. Oh yeah, the hands. That's unfortunate. That's probably an important clue, though. About tonight. Can you tell me about tonight? Surely. I arrived an hour ago so that I may pray over and bless the prepared courses for tonight. I also provided spiritual counsel to Meredith's husband. He seeks my advice quite often. He left once the party started, so I joined the flock in mingling. I spent most of my time in the sitting room, which was relatively undisturbed. I took those moments to read from Esther, as I appreciate her story. She rises to power in the kingdom of Persia and prevents the eradication of her people. Even the frailest lamb can be a powerful emissary of the Lord. Content warning, Christianity. You said relatively undisturbed, so there was a disturbance? Yes. Alexander came into the room and asked me if there was a charging station. I presumed it had to do with the phone, so I shooed him off, but I soon became hungry. I joined the others, and then you know the rest. Alexander is looking a little bit suspicious with all of his, I need to charge my phone. My theory right now is Alexander went looking for a phone, needed to charge his own, and then he took Felix's phone maybe out of the kitchen because it was taken from the kitchen. We haven't been to the kitchen yet. We should probably go there. I don't know. I'm not sure about the timeline, but he's the one who was in the bathroom when the murders happened, and the bathroom is also where the Necronomicon was. So that's kind of where I'm at. Is there more to Leo than the Bible? Good question. I am simply God's servant, enacting this will in my profession as a psychiatrist. I heal the minds of the sick with prayer and, if needed, medication. Those who have lost their way, especially so far as to succumb to mental illness, need guidance. The Lord speaks through me to heal. Got any divine powers? Like a fun arrow of light or something? No, my faith is my power, and my cured patients are my proof. So you can't do anything about actual demons, huh? Powers held by the Lord are not mine to command. If he willed himself to work through me, he could strike you down at any moment. Okay, I'll wait then. Anyhow, you're a God-fearing psychiatrist. Do you have a family? I had not been blessed with a wife during my time on Earth, nor offspring. Do you have a special woman in your life? I have a husband. I don't wear the ring on the job, as I like to keep my personal and professional life separated. But I don't hide the fact if asked. Unmarried, then. I see. Oh, there's the homophobia. Aha! I will forgive you as long as you continue to work hard. Do your job and find the killer in God's name. I'm gonna ignore that. We found it. We found the homophobia. What's Leo's relationship to Meredith? Can you tell me anything about Meredith or your relationship with her? No. Pardon me? Kill him again? I see a serpent for what it is. You simply wish for dirt, don't you? I wouldn't say anything to harm Meredith or Mickey, so you ought to change your line of questioning. I hate to use this as a tool to convince him to be helpful, but not even knowing him that they're having an affair? A repeated lapse in judgment is enough to shake my loyalty. Do not test me. Shit. I need more. I see. You're not aware Mickey's married. Married? I'd imagine I'd know if a woman was in his life. Richard Torres. Mickey's name is Mickey Torres. That's... Legally, that's his name, but that's not why... Wait. What you want to know is about Meredith's husband, not Meredith herself. I guess spite wins out in the end. There's no use being loyal to the serpent. Oh my god. Meredith's husband. So, Meredith's husband. Yes, you are aware of the typical employ of this estate, I assume. Yes, they tend to skew younger. Well, due to a severe and repeated lapse in judgment, they sometimes skew below the age of adulthood. Whoa! They work part-time on off the books, of course. It's to build experience in the workforce, but it's also because of the man's preferences. Preferences. His sin is that he fancies those two young That's a real weird way to put it, man. Meredith has forgiven him for his transgression, and I give him counsel so that he may one day be healed. There's just no reminded me of This Is My Cousin Melancholy, the Addams Family. Oh, yeah. I got some real melancholy for this guy. Give him, yeah, alright. But curing an addict isn't effective simply by going cold turkey. The process is slow, but he is healing. You mean he's taking advantage of fewer people on the regular? I mean that he's hiring people of older ages slowly but surely. Bro's okay with that, but not with the gays. Yeah, I'm like, interesting standard there you have, mister. The 18-year-old minimum is relatively recent. Cool. Instead, this is my cousin homophobia. She's a distant cousin. Alexander once confessed to me that he worked for Meredith's husband once. Fortunately for him, he did not seem to have taken on the brunt of his inclinations, but I'm sure he's aware of the truth. I don't believe Meredith is aware of the history they all share. Not that I'd remind her. She doesn't share the same level of forgiveness that a devout follower such as myself would. But thanks to your confession to me, I can relish in the fact that God led me to keep silent for this very reason. His hatred is abhorrent, but at least that makes him very easy to get information out of. We do have motive, yeah. I could probably get him to tell revealing secrets on anyone if I told him they were gay. Oh my god. Alright, what's the evidence? Meredith's husband takes advantage of underage workers and has been for a long while. Additionally, Alexander worked for Meredith's husband for a time. It's unclear how much he knew about what his boss was up to. We should maybe talk to Alexander about that. I am thinking that maybe Alexander found out about this and then used the Necronomicon to kill everyone. How about Alexander? There was some controversy between you and Alexander Florence. Not controversy, it was the work of God. My religious duties conflicted with my job as medical doctor for a brief period of time. Alexander took upon the will of the Lord and filled in for me. God worked through him and he saved a patient's life just as I would have, had I not been giving religious counsel to one of our hospital's donors in his time of need. The only issue is that my enemy seeks to tarnish my good name because of Alexander's good deed. I wasn't afraid. Satan is already defeated and victory belongs to the Lord. Okay, buddy. Untimely demise is part of God's plan. Just to understand his will. Okay, right. I think he'd hold more contempt for Alexander, but he seems like he's more determined to believe this murder has some sort of meaning. With nothing else to lose, I wonder if anything could break him out of that. It's not worth wondering about. Alright, shaken faith? Are the events of tonight shaken your faith at all? I realize you having to show you your head is traumatic. Don't misunderstand. I'm still in God's humble servant. I'm still part of his plan. It's just the job. Oh, it's just like the job, maybe? Though he slayed me... Or Job. Gotta capitalize that J. Job, though he slayed me, yet I will trust... Yet will I trust in him, but I will maintain my own ways before him. Okay. If I don't keep my faith and I don't maintain my ways, I will lose his favor. I must trust that there is a reason I must die, while so many godless sinners yet breathe. Okay, buddy. Well, no one deserves to die, really. Well, death does help get rid of annoying people. Even the demon knows your godless words are limp against divine truth. If God wills it, life can and should end. You do not have a right to breathe if God deems you unworthy of it. So I guess you were unworthy. Nice. The Lord is testing me yet and still. Alright, we're done talking to this guy. Man, he really downgraded the sitting room. Let's go outside and talk to Alexander. Hey. What do you need? Let's talk about Leo Jackson. Turned it into the shitting room, yeah. The shitty room with the shitty guy. Maybe Meredith too about her husband, yeah. What was your relationship to Leo Jackson? Him? Oh. He was creepy. I thought he could help me with a problem I had, but he was just... I understand. I imagine he wouldn't be a very understanding person. He was understanding to the wrong people. Interesting. Well, we did see get his phone. Yeah. More questions? How thrilling. Let's talk about... Well, I guess we have Hamilton's... the dirt for Hamilton, and if I can't talk to her about her husband specifically, then maybe we should go back. There's 3 out here still alive. Yes, they are the ones who survived. Let's go to the foyer and talk to Hamilton. Have you finally thought about my offer? It's very lucrative. I swear on my life. It's about Meredith's husband. Leo told me that he takes advantage of younger hired help. He also said that Alexander was well aware of this. Or was aware of this as well, having once worked for them in that capacity. I knew it. I knew it. I have just one more request for you then. If you could, recover my will from my corpse and hand it to Alexander. I had planned to throw all my money behind anyone who could take her down and pull my name into the sun, but I guess I'll just have to settle for dragging her to hell with me. Interesting. Is this the same thing? You've been so kind to me, so I'll tell you. You already know about many of Meredith's secrets, so I doubt that would be of any use to you. But I do know secrets of this house. Where'd the other 3 go? We don't know where they are yet. Voices carry, and so do mumblings. And I believe you mentioned something about a Felix McCain? You're still looking for him, and he's nowhere in this house. I've all but assumed he just went off to the woods at this point. That's right. Well, there's one place he could hide, and that would be the attic. Its passage is hidden in the storage room. It's along the back wall, obscured by boxes. There's a brick that's supposed to be removed from the wall to let down the ladder to it. I've always wanted this house. I would try to get every last drop of information about its history and construction. I dreamed about the day I would rest from Meredith's clutches. Anyhow, pretty good information, yes? Thank you, Hamilton. This is indeed good information. Yes, and now we can enter a partnership together that'll last forever. No, but thank you, Hamilton. Alright, new evidence. We know where we can probably go to the storage room soon, but... I think... I should make sure I don't need... Oh, I see. Before I go to the storage room. That's probably like ending things. We don't want to go to the attic yet. We were gonna go see... What did he tell me? He said... Let me check the log, actually. That's a bunch of Leo shit. Alexander... Hamilton... That's right. We told him to go get from his corpse and hand it to Alexander. Okay. Let's go to the dining room. I should get that will. You're obliging that old hack. Hack or not, it feels kind of bad to deny a ghost a last wish. Last wish. Well, a last wish that is relatively harmless. You know that's probably not going to be harmless to your client, right? Why would you go out of your way to do that? She's my client, but she's not who I was hired to help. Well, that's not what I do when I'm paid to solve a murder. I help the victims. As awful as some of these people are, if their deaths are some kind of karmic repayment for the harm they've caused, they've already paid their tab. I'm not the judge for the dead. I'm playing judge enough with the living. Here we are. It's only slightly bloody, too. Interesting. I never thought any of you like that. I never thought of you like that. I guess that makes me the judge and executioner. Should I make, like, a second voice to make my own little chorus of jury? I'm not the person to ask this sort of question. Alright. Let's go back outside. Meredith, Richard, and Alexander. That's right. Hey, buddy. What do you need? Have a will. Alexander. What do you need? Here, I have something to give you. This is a will. Hamilton Green's will? Why are you giving this to me? My investigation was able to suss out that he wanted to give this to you. That's all. He said he understood your plight and that he wanted to back you up. I see. Do we check it? I guess we haven't checked it yet. What is it? Oh, that's the attic. Blah, 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 blah. Where's the will? Slightly bloodstained, transfers all his person will in his possession upon his death. It's been signed and notarized. You've given it to Alexander. Okay. Thank you for this. Hamilton must have been thinking of his pride, but it is a surprising development nonetheless. Alright. Should we talk to maybe Richard a little bit more? We know about him, his terrifying bisexual alpha Chad supplement selling husband. How you feeling? Uninterested in this line of questioning. Okay then. You already said this part, man. Let's go. Do we have any unclaimed phones? During the party. It's unclear when it was moved. A phone that was found in the bathroom. It's hidden in the medicine cabinet. Borrowed phone. Just retrieved from the bathroom. Box of all the phones was largely empty. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save while we're here. And just in case, because I think the next thing to do is to go to the attic. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But I also don't know what I would do other than going to Alex. Should make sure I don't need information from anybody else. I don't even know who all the victims are. Like, what happened to the other three? I don't even have their phones. Leo's phone, Mickey's phone was found at the side of him in Meredith's meeting. Sitting room phone was particularly poorly hidden. That might be Felix's phone? Because Felix came in there, didn't he? Alright, let me look at this again. On the call line when execution termination protocol is okay. So he has to stay on the phone. State in the phone where you would be like the execution take place must be a specific or place you're currently in, such as in this house or in the dining room. All targets must be completely shrouded in darkness. Anyone with any light touching their bodies will be unable to be executed. Interesting. So maybe when he was in the bathroom. Where's Alexander? What do you have? In Alexander's account, he was in the bathroom during the blackout. He saw a light under the gap in the bathroom door. And I know that Richard has the mini flashlight. Alexander was being abused by Meredith's husband, so he found the demon phone and yeah, that's my... Like, I don't know if he was being abused or rather he was maybe working with all these people. Yeah. Well, and they were all potentially enabling him, because Leo was enabling him. I don't know why everybody else had to die, but... I don't know. I have a feeling we'll get some more information. Let's go to the attic. Strange. I'd expect more cobwebs in this pathway, or at least some signs of non-use. Then again, if Felix is anywhere on site, he'd have to be here. As he rises into the attic, Maxwell is met with an all-too-familiar stench. The moon illuminates the area, just enough to show two things. A small coffin and a fresh corpse. Shit. I think that's Felix. He died so boringly, too. It looked like his head was bashed in. Wait, that shape. I think whoever killed Felix used you to do it. At the very least, it was around the same kind of shape that nothing else appears as big or small. It must have been before they picked up the call. I'm not exactly conscious of my surroundings until someone initiates that first call with me. So this was before you were awoken. I'll need to tell everyone about this. Since Felix is dead, that means the killer has to be one of those three. That would make the big question who had the means to commit both acts. This should be much easier to crack now. Covering up 2 acts is much harder than covering up 1. I'll have to return here later. Since there's no ghosts or people here, I can maybe ask the Necronomicon some questions. Okay. I like our conversations. You're absolutely fascinating. We should talk more. Maybe I should explore this line of thought. Just before I head back to the storage room. Oh, but we're in the storage room. Inform everyone about Felix's death. I guess I gotta, because I can't do this here. I'm pretty sure. Alright. As Maxwell stumbles into the sitting room, worry plastered across his brow, the trio of survivors turn to him. They exchange glances, then approach the detective. Alright, what happened? If you called us back inside, I assume you have proof on who's guilty? Were you able to figure out what happened? Oh no, were you able to figure out what happened? Felix McCain. You were able to find Felix? Felix McCain is dead. He was bludgeoned in the head. His body is in the attic. You! What? Was your little crony a little too incompetent to keep your dirty little secret? Excuse me? You really think I would kill Felix? Please, ending his existence was your wet dream. Do not project that onto me. You're just trying to get back at me because of Mickey. You want to tarnish my reputation that I worked so hard over these years to cultivate. I just thought the only person stupid enough to go this far would be Felix, but I see you caught his idiocy when you smashed his head in. Your reputation is nothing but a farce. I wouldn't be surprised if you decided to chop up everyone here just to garner a bit of extra sympathy. You say this would be bad for you, but you turn Mickey and Leo into martyrs. Suddenly the 2 poison apples in your entourage can no longer hold you down. And you even get rid of Hamilton, who's been gunning for everything you own. Me? Oh, please, I'd be much cleaner than that, and I wouldn't leave anyone alive except for the fall guy. You know what? I'm calling the police. This is over. What? So you can frame me for murder? You fucked my husband, you callous... Oh. Oh, shit. Richard stumbles over and steps back 3 paces. He can barely believe he was struck. Holy shit. She shattered her wine glass on his skull. With a thump, Richard falls back, toppling one of the vases near him. Okay, step away from the butler. Max, I'm gonna need help elevating him. And Meredith, out. I said out! Fine. I'm still calling the police. Oh, this is wonderful. Alex and Maxwell, with great difficulty, prop Richard up on a couch. The duo can hear faint sounds of Meredith calling 911 in the adjoining hallway. I have to finish my investigation. Wait, under the couch. There's 2 phones together. They must have been stashed around the same time. Do what you have to do, but the police will probably handle the investigation when they get here. Right, I have about 25 minutes left. I get that, but I like to finish what I start. If I'm going to have to prevent a demon from being released, I should start back up in the foyer. There's not much time left. Okay. Oh, look who's here! The fact the others can't seem to see the ghosts is a blessing. But now I can't talk to them without looking crazy. You insolent wretch! You think just because we're dead you can escape my wrath? Whoa, cool down, Grandpa. I just got baptized for the cloud. It's no big deal. Forgive me, Lord, for vengeance will be mine. Oh my god. I'm not getting in the middle of that. Yeah? Hey, you can't even click it. Alright. Let's check the dining room. Oh, we got some new people. I really hope the severed head of Leo doesn't trace back to me. I can't think about that right now. Need to investigate. 2 new ghosts. Maybe the 2 new phones I found together might be the right ones here. Necronomicon. It's finally time! Please hold while we transfer your call. Ah, I can't believe we're ghosts. I thought there was no afterlife, but this is so much more stressful. It'll be okay, Shay. You're not alone in this experience. We can figure this out together. Damn, Shay's got his whole spine taken out, and Victor is just literally heartless. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Wow, that's a new one for me. Remember the most important rule? Foster curiosity, not fear. I'm sorry. You were such a good teacher and I died a screw-up. It's an insult to your work. Please, you don't need to prove yourself. If my teachings touched your heart and made your mind flourish, then I accomplished my goal. Sorry. I'm pressed for time and I need to ask a few quick questions about tonight. Ah, sorry. What do you need? We'd be happy to help. Victor Valdez. Let's talk about them. Tell me about yourselves. Well, I'm a university professor. I teach pre-med, and Shay here is a star pupil of mine. They graduated and went on to become a lab technician. Well, yes, I did, but I kind of fell short of my family's expectations. They wanted me to work towards running my own practice. I'm much more comfortable studying bodies than talking to them. People. I mean, talking to people. You said your name was Carter? I could have sworn I heard that name before. You're thinking of the Edward Carter Hospital. It was a hospital founded out of the renewed friendship between the Edwards and the Carter family. You have Brooke Edwards and Shay Carter, who are both in attendance here because of their impressive pedigree. But pedigree means nothing without the curious mind to back it up. I believe that you live to your family name, Shay. I just wanted to live without being the center of attention, but I was born into it. I think last time I had fun was in your class in college. I'm glad I have at least those memories. Professor Valdez is a good person. Should probably get back to studying. Thanks for watching. You can maybe catch the VOD and find out who did it, because I'm definitely going to finish this shit tonight. I'm closing in. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, please. I barely did a thing. You're the one who came out of your shell and flourished. Oh. Good people. I'm almost surprised to hear the phrase after everything that's happened tonight. Can you tell me a bit about tonight? Was there anything that stood out? Something that stood out? I think so, yes. It was when I tried going upstairs. I have a hard time going to the bathroom if someone's waiting on me, so I was going to the guest bedroom's bathroom, but Richard was arguing with Mickey and he yelled at me for trying to go upstairs. He was so angry I didn't know what to do, so I just used the downstairs restroom as quickly as I could. He even shooed Hamilton out of the foyer. And for me, I heard about Richard from Shay, so I went to check on him. This was around a minute or two before the blackout. But he was making his way outside. He ignored me when I called for him, so I just assumed he didn't want to be bothered. So Richard was outside during the blackout. Wait. That reminds me. Necronomicon. With your kill spell, can the caster also be killed? It'd be a pretty bad kill spell if it did. They don't need to shy around it, no. So they wouldn't need to be outside necessarily. Oh, one more thing. I remember Meredith's face. When the lights came on, I think I was still alive. Meredith came in from the kitchen and... Yes, I remember her scream quite clearly. New evidence, huh? Richard remained in the foyer for most of the night after the blackout. Victor saw Meredith enter the kitchen as he was dying. Together. You two seem to be close. What's up with that? So you two seem pretty close. How did a teacher and student become such good pals? Shay was simply too shy to talk to anyone else before my classes in college. Not that I'm their only friend, because I'm sure they were able to make plenty after me. Maybe a few, but I wouldn't say plenty. Professor Valdez is a cherished mentor to me. He helped me open up a lot, and I'm better now because of him. So you feel like you owe a lot to the professor? I guess. In a way, I owe him my life. Oh, Shay. I didn't know I was that important in your life. It's a good thing you took my class, then. Oh, I cherish all my students, but you've touched my heart. Okay. That's nice. Coffee or tea? Settle something for me. Coffee or tea? Why not both? Tea. Coffee is too bitter for me. Weak answers. Coffee should always win out. I disagree. I'm a tea man. Oh, please, Professor, don't tell me you don't have at least a little preference for this one. I guess I'd go with coffee. Ooh. I just yawned. I guess I'm getting tired. But it has to have plenty of sugar. Beyond saturated, to be precise. Back at the university, I'd go into the chemistry lab. I came up with this method, you see, through which I was able to create a supersaturated solution of sugar and coffee. It was a delicate, fragile thing. A single bump would collapse and render it into a dark sludge. But it was worth it. Imagine a sweetness well beyond what your body would consider possible. And when I paired it with a slice of coffee cake, simply divine. A treat to be cherished. This sweet tooth is next level. Oh, good idea.
That blue demon casts a spell. Extend limbs.
Made me yawn again. Okay, here we go. Alas, with my passing, my secret formula will be lost to history. Don't worry, Professor. I'm sure another genius will come along and independently reinvent it. Or maybe the chemistry department will pore over your notes. When that happens, Detective, you should try it. Words cannot do it justice. As for me, I like the taste of honey, and I think it goes with tea better than coffee. They both like their drinks sweet, one more so than the other. Meredith's call. So Meredith took a call right before the blackout happened? That is correct. Were either of you able to catch any of the contents of that call, or did she mention who she was going to talk with? You know, I'm not sure. It seemed pretty urgent, and I find it strange she didn't just use a landline. Was she perhaps trying to be secretive? She might not have wanted the call to be traced back to her. I know that I used to borrow other people's phones so that my parents couldn't go through mine growing up. A private call, huh? Did she have a second phone on her? Or was it just the one with the charger? Just the one. So she didn't have the Necronomicon before the blackout. Now she would have been able to hide a phone as clunky as that within her dress. Well, that's everything for these guys. Really, oh, that's right. So we got these guys. We've got... Let's go to... Close. We're closing in. I haven't been to the storage room yet. Let's go to the sitting room, maybe? Is Leo still... No, Alexander's still here. Oh, I didn't see you there, Meredith. Not much time left. Need to get a move on. Okay. Maybe go back to the foyer and go back up to the bedroom. That's right. Let's try... I guess the storage room, huh? So we got these two, the other two. And then we have... Who else is dead? Felix isn't a ghost, but he's dead. And then... Jasmine. Well, I still only have 5 victims. Oh, and Hamilton. 6 victims. So where's the 7th? Let's go to the storage room. Aha! Hey there. Let's do this one more time. Necronomicon. Please hold while we transfer your call. Brooke. There we go. Oh my god, Brooke. You just got straight up decapitated. What do you want? Me being dead doesn't make my time less precious, so out with it. Well, I just have a few questions about tonight. In order to get an accurate assessment of the case, that is. Fine, but make it quick. About tonight. Tell me about tonight. I came to the party as I always do each year, but tonight was different. The integrity of this event was sullied due to the presence of unseasoned school children. The nurse and the technician. They weren't here because of their accolades. The nurse was invited here because he was on TV, and the Carters neglected their obligation to this event by sending their child in their stead. Impressively, they are somehow less experienced than Mickey Gordon, rest in pieces. Hey. At least post-mortem she has respect for the dead. Worst of all, earlier in the party, the nurse had the gall to leave the festivities with the help. It was that rat, I can't remember his name. Who even learns the name of the help? It's absolute hogwash. Anyhow, I did what any self-respecting woman would do and monitored the foyer to wait and see when the two would finally return. The plan was to wait in the dining room, but then suddenly clear my throat so as to accentuate my disdain for their uncouth getaway. But that nurse had the gall to return alone. Not only that, immediately go to the bathroom. Okay, so Alexander is still, like... I don't know. I'm just like... Alexander goes in. He finds the phone with... He uses the Necronomicon to kill Felix. Then wakes up the Necronomicon and then goes, oh, I can use this to kill everybody. And goes down into the thing... down into the bathroom and then kills everybody, which includes Leo and the husband and all this stuff. Although, the husband's not there, is he? The husband's not there, so why would he want to kill them? I don't know. Also, the fact that Alexander was in the bathroom, but there was a light. But he said it was like a blue light. That means it wasn't the mini flashlight. I don't know. Okay. Anyways. I, of course, was furious, so I went back to the party and fumed over this childish and unprofessionalism. I couldn't even find that rat butler after that point. He was probably off smoking somewhere, but he had a stash of cannabis hidden around. The only saving grace was the fact that I was able to network with Meredith herself, and I listed all my complaints to her. She didn't make eye contact, but I would hope someone of her acclaim would show some concern for the sanctity of this event. I don't even think Meredith bothered to mention Brooke in her account. Anyhow, Meredith said that she had to take a call, and I offered my phone, but I seem to have left it in the sitting room. But yes, the blackout happened, and we were all sliced to bits. Any questions? No. Thank you for your cooperation. What about you? So tell me about yourself. I figured my reputation would have preceded me. Are you certain you haven't heard of me before? Can't say I have. She seems rather sure of herself. The care you have received up to this point must have been shoddy at best. Allow me to educate you. I am Dr. Brooke Edwards. I belong to the Edwards lineage of physicians, and I hold my position in high esteem. I am one of the greatest minds in the profession, and my quality of care matches that distinction. Most of the doctors in the city are uneducated rabble. None of them would have worked as hard as I in order to get where I am. I worked as hard as I had in order to get... in order to get to where... Okay. Sorry. I'm stumbling. All of them operate under the delusion that they could ever live up to my family's name. I see. Well, good for you. How about Alexander? Tell us about him. So you voiced a particular disdain for Alexander Florence. Why is that? Who? The nurse. That's what he's called? He should be ashamed of having such a low-born sounding name. Damn, Brooke! I'm not annoyed by the whelp itself, but what he represents. The youth of today have a revolting sense of entitlement. Alexander thinks being invited to this inner circle means he's some kind of genius. Meredith could be forgiven for allowing Shay's attendance. It was necessary for the Carters to be represented at this event in some capacity. Our families are in partnership after all. But Alexander, all his resume has is one fancy internship and an inflated ego. People like him have no respect for their seniors. I see. Is there anything else? No? Why would there be? She doesn't even know him. She just hates the fact that he's new to the profession. Apologies. My mistake. Okay. Let's see. Can we talk? We can't talk to the... We went to the storage room. What did we get? Last point Felix was seen alive was when he went upstairs with Alexander. That's why I'm like, That's why I'm like, this is suspicious to me. He came back alone. Do we have a phone? Let's save. Just in case. Sitting room, dining room, outside. Let's check outside. Well, can't talk to her. Sitting room. Maybe talk to Alexander? Oh, what do you need? We gave it to him. What's up with Meredith? Ask about Richard's condition. How's Richard holding up? Terribly. He'll be fine. I just have him laying down with an ice pack. It's more shocking he didn't get any glass in his head. Well, I guess that's better than what it could be. Still, Meredith is terrifying. She's a woman who never half-asses anything, not even outbursts. Okay. How are you feeling? What are your plans after this? Me? What do you mean? Well, I can't imagine your life is going to be easy after being at the center of something like this. You're one of 3 remaining survivors. Sir, if I may be completely honest, I'm a nurse and I don't earn enough to be able to make plans. I do what feels right in the moment. I can never know what tomorrow will look like, so I focus on surviving the day's shift and getting enough sleep to make it through the next one. Besides, I don't know if tonight can end. It's lasted longer than my entire life. Best I can tell you is that my next 12-hour shift starts at 10:30 a.m. That's as far as my life plans go. Interesting. What was up with Meredith? I can't imagine you're feeling very keen on Meredith right now. No, I wouldn't say I do. She's so intense. The idea that someone could just... I guess one of us did kill 8 people, so that shouldn't be surprised. It just feels like something small, so small to bludgeon someone over. I've seen people kill for less. All it takes is one act of passion. I guess. I'd like to hope that killing a whole group of people would take more than a little bit of passion. So much wanton destruction for such little reason. Who knows? Some things can just snowball out of control. One act of passion leads to another. amazing that the coffee cup has lasted through all of this. Is true. He's really nursing that. I don't think I've seen him drink a single drop. I'd like to stop talking about all this. Okay. Maybe I can go... End investigation. Okay. I mean, that's the key thing is that Alexander was the last one seen alive with Felix. Felix was killed with the Necronomicon. Whoever killed Felix probably has the Necronomicon, or had the Necronomicon. Very likely was Alexander. I can't imagine he would pass it off to anybody else. I don't know. I also know that we're about to hit the 3rd hour, which means we're going to get an ad break. And I know it's going to show up, and I don't want to do it in the middle of the ending. Let me check. So the storage room has her in here. The dining room has these two. Why can't I talk to Felix? That's the real question. Can I go... the foyer? Yeah, I got nothing. Okay. Go back to the attic. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is that that's where... Alright, guys. That was where the storage room is, the attic. Can I do something with her? Yeah, I got nothing. Okay. We got all this information out of her. It is not an option. Oh, from here. Okay. There we go. That was so weird, because I thought... Because you went to the attic from the foyer earlier, so that's why I was really confused. There's almost always an extra body to contend with. I like our conversations. You're absolutely fascinating. We should talk more. Maybe I should explore this more than I thought, just before I head back to the storage room. Yeah, but I'm, like, trying to talk to him, but I don't know how else... Oh! Talk to the Necronomicon. There we go. Necronomicon, will you allow me to ask you some questions? Sure. While we're here alone in this attic, I feel like we're on some sort of romantic getaway. We can share each other's secrets and frolic across the beach. We could even hold hands. Sorry, I'm married. What? Is hand-holding too romantic for you? Yeah. It's more romantic than making out anyhow. Hand-holding is always intimate, but making out isn't that special. Guys make out all the time, or at least me and my old pals would. I don't know where this Maxwell Morgan came from, but keep him around. I like his energy. Alright, I did see the ad break thing pop up, so we'll do this now. We'll go through all of this, and then we'll end the investigation. Back soon, everybody. Alright. It's telling me that we're back. I'm gonna go back. Here we are again. Okay. Tell me about yourself, Necronomicon. What's your deal? Never actually asked you formally, so tell me about yourself. We've been working together, so it seems prudent to ask. Huh? Is that strange to you? Usually only the freaks who fall in love with me ask me that, and you don't seem head over heels for a demon. What's your deal? Looking for a silver bullet to get you out of the solving this mystery? No, just basic decency. Is it a sore topic? Huh. I guess my view of you was too narrow. Then again, my very nature pre-selects for the worst people. Polite people like you tend to be the ones I'm killing rather than working with. Fine then. I'm a demon trapped in this tome, but I'm powerful enough to change its shape. It's a phone now because I thought it'd be cheeky to keep it in line with the times. I take on clients and grant their wishes in twisted ways, as to feed on blood and anguish. It's both a form of sustenance and a karmic role I play. Those hungry enough to attain me usually striving for power beyond their control and are brazen enough to trample anyone in their path. They always get their wish, and I make sure it's deliciously appropriate for their downfall. And the very few that come to me in true desperation, when all hope is lost, well, I give them a way out of their plight, at the very least. But everything must come with a price and a body count. That is a constant. Seems you got a bad deal. Must be hard to enjoy things when you're always working. Everyone needs to clock out sometimes. Well, it's not like I can change it. Is that coffin your home? It's perfectly U-shaped. Yes, it's sleek and surprisingly well kept. This Meredith, or at least her housekeepers, must have really cherished my casing before I was unboxed. Funny thing, the box itself is enforced with the lingering will of a lesser demon. It beckons the souls of mortals. I don't feel a tug on my soul. It's not so strong that it'd be instantaneous. Plus, the dead body is ruining the vibe. My coffin is nigh indestructible. Priceless demonic artifact. It's older than your forefathers. I can't believe you made me say a dead body was ruining the vibe. You're so mean. How does that mean? Your last user. Tell me about them. You know I can't tell you their name. That's part of our contract, after all. If I told you, I'd be sabotaging the investigation by robbing you of the ability to solve it. It'd effectively make the contract null and void for us both. I wasn't going to ask that, but I didn't realize that's why you weren't trying to actively get in my way. What? Did you think I just liked you? I like to think I have a good grip on customer service. That's beside the point. What I wanted to ask about was your previous client. About your previous client was their wish to kill everyone. I can't give you a definite answer. I figured. Thought I'd ask regardless. What I can tell you is my best guess. I don't think they wanted everyone to die. It might have been the only path they saw forward, but I don't think they wanted this. So that makes me think it's more Alexander than not. Only path forward. I understand. Thank you. Let me ask you something. What do you wish to do once you find the culprit? What is your plan? Justice. Yeah. I call the authorities, hand over the evidence and testimonies, and try to bring them to justice. Even if I don't love the idea of handing them over to specific authorities. Even if it'll be hard to get a conviction with supernatural methods involved, I'm sure I could figure out something to set law enforcement on the right path. But that's not important right now. Can we make a ghost for Felix? That's strange. Are you unable to create ghosts for people you didn't directly kill? Well, under the rules of this wish, yes. I could go make the ghost, but you wouldn't be able to communicate with it. It would also try to kill you. Most of my resurrection spells make malevolent creatures of the night. So you can turn someone into some kind of Halloween monster? What? Do you want to be a bloodthirsty creature of the night? Huge fangs dripping venom, big claws ready to tear and shred, a moderate height that would not get you mistaken for a child. That was specific. No, I wouldn't want to be bloodthirsty. My real wish would be to erase the nickname Shortcake from the English lexicon. Wish granting. Why wishes? Why wishes? Right. Not specific enough. I just can't wrap my head around why you're a being that grants people's wishes. If you need blood to exist, then why rely on granting wishes of all things? Oh, how to answer? Part of it is that I feed on a mortal soul. I stab into you because you're my battery. And it's easier to get what I need by disguising that fact by being a tool for the mortal to use. So what do you get out of our particular deal? Well, you either solve the case, which I can easily see ending in a body count, or I'm freed and can feed on people more directly. Plus, if you get out of this alive, we could renegotiate your wish to work for a better you. Or to work better for you. Heart emojis. I bet you deal with a lot. I deal with death a lot, so it'd be an easy deal for me. We could have a TV show and call it Necrophone and the Dull Detective. No, too weird. Come on, we can make a killing. Dead ringer? I'd rather not be in a TV show. Oh, Maxwell, do you have any questions for me? How about this? Do you have any questions for me? Oh, I get to ask you something. We're working together on this, so it's only fair. You get one personal question, no holds barred. Boxers or briefs? Neither. I don't watch boxing, nor do I use briefcases. You're freeballing it? Oh, you meant underwear. Briefs. Boxers feel like a second pair of pants. Okay, maybe we could do two. That one wasn't really that personal. Yeah, if you're sure. Why are you detective? You're not exactly grizzled nor grouchy enough for it. You're like a polite little man. What gives? Oh, well, it's because I'm good at it. Any other job would either drive me insane or net me less money. Plus, I met my husband on the job, so it's not all bad. Oh, was he a client? A family member? A rival? Interesting. That's everything here. I think I'm ready to accuse. I'm feeling Alexander. That's what I'm feeling. There's almost always an extra dead body to contend with. Anything here? Same thing as before. Alright. Take me back to the storage room. Take me... It was the sitting room, right? What do we need? Time. Okay, wait. Is end investigations on him here, right? Yeah. So let's real quick. We'll save. We'll return, and we'll say, "Sorry, Alexander. It's probably you." Everyone, before the police arrive, I have something to say. What is it now? I'm still getting paid, so your work here is done. I just want you all to know I figured out who the killer is. Would you all like to know? A tense silence spreads across the room. Alex and Meredith exchange glances, but Richard decides to take initiative and sit up. Regale us, detective. Who's the killer? Of course, but let's start from the top. The party begins with everyone arriving. Everyone's arrivals are staggered, some being early, others fashionably late. As per requirement, they all relinquish their phones to Richard Torres. Richard knows that the attendants will never follow the no-phone rule, but he makes a solid attempt, hiding the phone box upstairs in the storage room. After he sets roots in the foyer, Meredith is approached by Mickey Torres. They have a meeting planned, but there's more than just business to be handled. Shortly thereafter, Richard notices the lights in the foyer flicker and finds that none other than the late Felix McCain's phone plugged into a faulty outlet. He, of course, grills Felix for this and hands him back his phone. Okay, now here's the important part. Who was the last person to see Felix alive? It was... Alex. Oh, no hints. That's cute. Well, I was going to say Brooke was, but I think Brooke was the last person to see Alex and Felix. Next, Felix and Alexander leave with each other to the guest room. Assuming everyone was telling the truth, you were the last person to see Felix alive, Alexander. Huh? Well, no, I wasn't. When he departed, he went to the sitting room. That would sound reasonable, but I know that's a lie. A certain someone would have mentioned it if they saw Felix coming downstairs. It was Brooke. Because she was waiting. She wanted to pounce. I can't rely on the testimony of a ghost, but I think I can manage another train of thought. I don't think that he went downstairs. I don't even think that he went back into the foyer. Think for a second. For him to end up in the attic, he would have had to leave the sitting room, and there's one big problem with that claim. Brooke Edwards. If I said he was too high to walk, I would be laughed out of the room. Oh. Wait. Hamilton Green? Hamilton Green would have seen him. He's dead. Do you think a corpse can corroborate a claim? Richard? Richard Torres would have seen him. You have a point. If he was upstairs with Felix, then that means... Richard slowly gets up from the couch he was laid out on. That was when Felix met his end. What are you saying? You think I killed Felix? Why? Why indeed. There could be many explanations, but I think one covers that. I mean, he didn't kill him because of revenge. He didn't do anything. Not blackmail. The Necronomicon? Blackmail? Why blackmail? Walk me through your thoughts. I'm interested. Because I don't think... Because, like, where's the... hang on. Blackmail. Felix knew about the abuse or something. Oh, he did? Necronomicon rules. Was unclear how much he knew about what the boss was up to. Alright, I'll try it. Can't imagine what Alexander could be blackmailed over. Police sirens? Shit, I took long explaining the case. Oh! It's not revenge, it was the Necronomicon. That's what I think it was. We should reload. Here we go. No, I want to load. Here we go. Last person to see Felix alive was Alexander. He went to the sitting room. That sounds reasonable. We know it's a lie. A certain someone would have mentioned it if I saw Felix coming downstairs. It would have been Brooke Edwards or Hamilton Green. Oh, that's right. Brooke Edwards first. Caroline testimony to ghosts. I don't think he went downstairs. I don't think he went back in the foyer. Think for a second. There's only one problem with that claim. Richard Torres would have seen him. You have a point. I was upstairs with Felix, and that means Richard slowly gets from the couch. That's when Felix met his end. What are you saying? You think I killed Felix? Why? Why indeed. There could be many explanations, but I think one covers that. The Necronomicon. That would be the simplest explanation for how you wound up in possession of this. A phone? What does a phone have to do with... Hey, lady. I ain't any normal phone. The receiver moves like a mouth. It looks so old, and yet... I present to you all the murder weapon for all 8 victims. Yep. I killed them. It was me. But I can't implicate my last customer, so I won't confirm or deny anything other than slashing up 7 people. Now we can go and cross-reference the indentation in Felix's skull with this phone, but I trust you'll all be able to take my word when I say it matches. This doesn't... Richard could have done it too, you know. He was upstairs as well. Do I know anyone that contradicts this? No, Meredith saw Richard from... When they came up and he interrupted the affair. That's the beauty of these affairs during these murder mysteries, is that they're all evidence. I don't even remember seeing Felix for most of the party. How could I contradict that? Oh, maybe not. Richard saw Felix. He could have just been trying to save his skin. You have no proof for that. Oh, come on. I have the right answer, but I have the wrong... My Danganronpa comic book ending is going very poorly. Let's try this again. Load. Okay. I might also be getting sleepy. We will do... skipping and investigation. Huh? No, I wasn't. Blah, blah, blah. Would have been Brooke, but Richard Torres would have noticed. The Necronomicon. Check the log again, because it doesn't show me what that is. Richard just could have done it too. He was upstairs as well. Do I know anyone that contradicts this? Well, we tried both of them. I think Alexander. Your account contradicts all of that, Alexander. When you went downstairs, Richard was talking to Meredith, and they went downstairs together. He would have had to gone back upstairs, and I know he didn't from his account and more. Oh, look at that face. You're the only person who could have killed Felix, and I could even prove you're the only one to be able to perpetuate the crime of killing everyone else, too. God fucking damn it! I can't do this. I did it. I killed them. I killed them because it was the only way. Huh? Meredith's husband, Leo Jackson, Mickey Gordon, everyone at this party. They're all a part of this twisted mess. And then Meredith. The harm you've done to everyone who's worked for you is incalculable. I didn't care about what happened to me. Meredith Eloise and her empire is a blight on healthcare. Do you know how much deregulation of insurance was enacted by her? How many more people went without being able to afford healthcare? How many specialist facilities weren't able to open because Meredith said no? It's maddening. So yes, I did it. My only regret is that you survived, but I guess... Well, I guess there's no way around it. The killer will just have to get away. Excuse me? I'm not stupid. In the span of one night, you were able to find out about my affair and Mickey's last name. Then take this little twerp over here as a ticking time bomb with my husband's secrets. The moment you see the inside of a courtroom, things become a lot more difficult for me. So here's what we're going to do. Felix killed everyone and then tripped on a loose floorboard. Sorry. Felix killed everyone and tripped on a loose floorboard. I saw him go insane, and Richard Weir was able to fend him off all by his hands himself. He went back to the attic to hide, and voila, case closed. Why would I go along with any of that? You worked for me years ago, didn't you? Surely you didn't fly under the radar forever. I'm sure I can find a few people who wouldn't want to see... You wouldn't want to see inconvenienced... Oh my god. I'm sure I can find a few people who you wouldn't want to see inconvenienced by your repeated lapse in judgment. Well, detective? Justice time! I can't sit on this. I have a responsibility to my job, and I cannot leave this unsettled. You can't be serious. I'm paying you. Money. You're my contractor. You paid me to solve this case, and I'm going to give my recommendation to the police. Faint sirens bleed through the wall. Right then. It's about time I do my job. You can't just... do my job? I can and I will. I can't just let this go. In one swift motion, Meredith grabs onto a lamp. She doesn't have the time to think. She just knows the problem needs to be solved. Detective Maxwell's hands shake as he searches for a way out of this. His gaze flies to Richard, Alex, then to the red and blue lights coming from the windows. He does not know what he's doing, but in a panic he grabs the first thing that comes to his mind. Wait, no, there's one more thing! Detective feels it in his wrist, a great and terrible recoil as if he had fired a gun. But what he sees is the Necronomicon's cord spearing Meredith's heart. Wait. We're standing over a dead body that was made by a magic murder phone, and the police are right outside. You've got to be fucking kidding me. How do we explain any of this to anyone? My husband and boss were murdered by a death phone? My life is over because of magic? What could I possibly have done to deserve this? What's next? God is really sending me personally to hell early? Richard's composure completely falls, as if everything he's made peace with suddenly comes rushing back to him. What am I supposed to do now? What can we do? Then, just as everyone loses any path forward, Alex's eyes widen with an idea. He rushes out of the room only to return with a knife in hand. His target is none other than Meredith's corpse. He stabs her again and again, slathering blood on his clothes, not with glee nor mania, but with something like calculated hurry. He looks up to Max, shaking from exertion but with steady eyes. I killed everyone. Is that an acceptable outcome? Why would you do that? I'm getting what I want. I'm ending her empire. With Hamilton's will, I'm sure I could get a good lawyer, and I'm going to lay out every last detail of what I know on record. Her idea of a fate worse than death was to have her dirt exposed to the world, and that's what I'll give her. I'm not one for deception, but I can't exactly expect a magical murder phone to go well over in a courtroom. Not in this district, at least. I want to go to the district where, like, it does go over well. Where's that district? Before Maxwell can get his 2 cents in, the police have already entered the room. Seeing the bloodied body of Meredith and Alexander standing over her, he is immediately taken in, and everyone else is detained shortly thereafter. 4 a.m. Good lord. Thanks, officer. I'm glad I could make your job easier. Finally, I can go home to my husband. Explaining Leo's severed head was an interesting challenge, to say the least. And then not getting to finish my monologue was certainly disappointing, but I guess it would have fallen apart once I got into the supernatural elements. I think what stood out to me was the part of Alex's testimony where he talked about the phone light. Who could that have been? Who could that have been? It wasn't Richard. He was outside, fixing the lights. Meredith? No, she would have to go to the kitchen during the blackout. Victor would have seen her if she was still alive, and Richard would have seen her if she went around the outside. The Necronomicon? No. It defeat the purpose of his kill skills, created light, and be able to kill everyone. Under normal circumstances, it wouldn't be that important. After all, Meredith was being able to go along that route, and Richard having the wrong kind of light are the things that only make sense with the context of the ghosts. Maybe not the latter. Necro. He showed up as soon as we were arrested, and hasn't spoken since. He certainly was helpful, even if he... Necronomicon. Yes, detective? Why did you do that? Why did you kill Meredith? You went out of your way to save my life without a wish. Why? Aren't demons allowed to commit crimes of passion? My job pre-selects for the worst kinds of mortals, you know. Meeting one I don't want to see fail is rare, let alone one who will keep stumbling on corpses, murders, and all that good stuff. I want to stick around with you for a little longer. How about it? Want to keep a good thing going? Fine. We can talk about it in the morning. Okay, time to finally get some sleep. Maybe I'll be home half an hour before sunrise if I'm quick enough. Except now I have to show him to my husband. He's going to be so annoying and excited over a magic ghost phone. But I guess that's why I love Frankie. Yay! Justice complete. We did it! Alright. Ugh, I am kind of tempted to try and see what the other responses were on that last bit. So I kind of want to just load it up real quick. Yeah. We tried that. We didn't try Necronomicon. No one? Was it Richard? No. He had no phone and his mini flashlight was a warm light. That's what I thought. So was no one? Understood going to say it wouldn't be more after all Meredith being able to go along that route, Richard having the wrong kind of light, I mean, the kind of things that make sense with the context of goes. Okay. Oh, I guess it was just a little bit unexplained. Alright. Okay. Yeah, we've been going a long time. Let's call it. Let's go raid somebody. Who are we gonna raid? It's kind of late. A treat for me?
That blue demon casts a spell.
Call it what? We'll call it a stream.
Treat.
Huh? We're calling it a stream. Although that was so much fucking talking. My throat's kind of killing me. The good detective treat, thank you. What's a stream? It's like a small river. Like a really, really small river. Let's see. Who was the killer? Just came back. Came back just in time for the end of the game. The killer was Alexander, the nurse. I mean, spoilers. It's he asked. It's the end of the stream. What do you mean? Look at arrows. How dare you repeat information that was said 5 minutes ago? He wanted to know. I'm fine with that. Teehee. It wasn't the big sexy orca man. We'll say that. That's the important part, right? Oh, we did a spooky thing. Let's read Big Ham. She's doing Silent Hill. I want to watch Silent Hill just for a little bit. I don't know what's going on, but it's spooky. So, you know, content warning from this game also applies to that game. There's crazy shit. It's bloody horror, scary time, and we do it. So we're gonna raid Big Ham because we like Big Ham. She's cool. Fun fact: Big Ham is the person who rigged Cural's VTuber. That's the word. God, I definitely hit a wall of like of how conscious I can be during a stream. I think that's what happened. Thank y'all for joining. As always, here's some little credits in the chat. I will be back. I'm thinking either Friday or Saturday. I might need to take Friday to do a lot of work. Because I have a project that I have to finish. But maybe I'll try ratings or try streaming sometime this weekend. We'll see. We shall see. But in the meantime, we'll be back. I don't know. I guess I might start the Drifter. Blue Dude was very cool. Blue Demon, I should say. It's very cool and gifted me a copy of the Drifter, which is a fun, interesting, spooky, scary point-and-click adventure, which I'm very into. And the dialogue is apparently especially good. I could really use a break from voices, too, and I think there's good voice acting, as I understand. But, in any case, check out my socials. That's where I'll announce whatever I'm going to stream next and when I'm going to stream it. And in the meantime, we'll say hi to Ham. And, have a lovely rest of your Wednesday. I gotta go take out the trash. Oh, shit. Bye!